And one thing that I would recommend that I've never done, like, so what you're doing, you're just streaming live. You go to the stream live option. Uh, is that what you're doing, or are you scheduling it for your streams? Oh, there it is.
If you were saying anything, I could not hear.
Yeah. Oh, so we're live now.
Yeah, we're live. We should be live. So if anybody comes in, let me know. I'm trying to get
Yeah.
the chat window up.
Yeah. So what I was saying, what might be useful is what you can do is to get more awareness out for each stream is you can like schedule it first and then just start streaming.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I know. I just it's always so random when I get a chance to do it.
yeah. Yeah, like usually when I stream, the exact time for the stream is typically planned about 30 seconds before I start streaming.
Nice. All right. Now I got it set up. We got two people in here.
Four.
Oh, does it say foreigner?
Yeah.
Nice. Move this over here. This one you can see better. I'm gonna paint the black one, but you can actually see this one
Mhm.
better.
Yeah. That looks really cool.
Yeah, I found out what was happening was the FlashForge has the dual extruder,
hmm
and I was printing with just the right extruder, which is just a slight, very, very, minute amount higher than the other one. So the black print head, or the other print head on the left side was hitting right here and knocking this. So that's why I
Uh,
just switched to the other side, and I just printed it in black because I didn't want to switch the material.
yeah.
It doesn't really matter, I'm painting it anyways, and
hmm
part of this is going to be black as it is, the spool part. So.
What do you use to paint? Do you just use model paint or?
I use acrylic. Have you not been
Hmm.
listening to all these other streams and everybody
Yeah.
asking
Okay. Yeah.
questions?
Yeah. So, do you do any primer or what do you? Is it just one coat or?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do primer, like a spray primer. But I mean, a lot of times I'll just paint it right over the plastic. It's not that big of a deal. I'll have to use a couple more coats sometimes, but on something so small, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, and I bet if I painted this one, the white one, it would paint right over without a problem. I was actually going to test that and see, because I don't usually print in white. I have so much extra filament lying around that's all these random colors that it's just, I just use whatever's there. Alright, well, I'm going to just go ahead and start like I normally would, and then people can join in, and if anybody's watching this later, they can see all this. So, this is the Flaming Bacon live stream. That's what we've come to call this. I'm here. This is Travis from Pyro Design. I'm here with CJ Printing. This is his 3D printed logo that I just finished printing. Actually, I think it finished this morning. So, I had a couple of problems with this, as I was just talking about. These little wings on the ship didn't print out very well on the white one. Kind of the support material fell over here, so I put a little bit more under it on this one. And over here, like I was saying, the print head knocked it out. But let's move those out of the way. This was just done with the dual extrusion on the FlashForge. Pretty simple. That one came out really well without even doing anything. So I left the support material on this so I could show how easy it is to remove from when you use Simplify 3D, because it's awesome
Yeah.
software. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start doing that now. And we got 5 people in here.
Yeah, that's one of the most annoying things about a slicer is when support or raft is difficult to remove.
Oh yeah, it's crazy when you're like sitting there and the material is just like ridiculous to get off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing, like when you compare slicers, a lot of people will just look at software and they'll say, "Oh, well, this type of thing, how can you pay $150 for Simplify 3D if this software also has all those features?" I mean, not it doesn't really work like that because, I mean, Simplify 3D is just simply better at writing G code than any other free slicer I've seen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
Yeah, look at this.
yeah, you could not do that correct. At least I couldn't.
Oh
I
no,
don't
there's
know.
no way.
Oh
Just
yeah, and
pops
I had
right
this
off.
one print where the the raft was just fused with it.
Oh yeah.
In fact, since a raft is when it's connected is essentially it's like 100% infill layer connection. It's like when I ripped it off, I was like, oh, that came off not too easy, not too difficultly, Di- not too difficultly. And is that difficultly? Is that correct?
Not too.
I don't.
That sounds right.
Yeah, all right, we'll go with that. And it wasn't too difficult. And
Yeah, this.
uh, it turns out that was because I completely ripped the model in half.
Oh,
The, the,
nice.
the, the bottom part because the infill was only 20%. So it's
Yeah.
like that came off easier than the raft.
Yeah.
It's awful.
The raft isn't coming off too great on this, but just on this other part.
Yeah.
But it's not that big of a deal. Still, just the bottom. That's going to be glued to there anyways. As long as I can get this little strings off, it'll be fine.
And sometimes a hard to remove raft can be due to an unlevel build plate.
Yeah.
But it's depend-
The flash brush, the build plate is kind of a pain to level.
yeah, I have a one house, so you're preaching to the choir here.
Yeah, the Ultimaker is really easy. That thing's level like all the time.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any issues with that. And then the with the build plate, the new clips that they put on it make the build plate so much easier to remove and stuff. I used to cut myself all the time. Alright. Get this stuff off of here. It's a little stringy mess now down here. These ones on the side, I was removing these off of the other one, just like pop right off. Super easy. So clean under there too.
Oh,
What's up,
Joel's in
Joel?
here. It's pretty cool.
I'm doing a CJ's logo right now. Just removing the support off of it. Simplify 3D makes it super easy. Is it? Streaming way better than you're getting. Well, I have a really good connection, and I'm hardwired. I'm not running off of Wi-Fi, so that probably helps too.
Yeah.
I know.
And he uses a Mac, so probably explains it.
Yeah, Mac. So this is the logo. You can actually see it better. I hate the delay on here.
Mm.
That's what it looks like unpainted. If you look at my messed up print, you can see how it's actually gonna look a little bit better. So I printed this one that messed up in white.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna start painting this. Let me see if I have the. Let me get a cardboard real quick. Hold on. Knocking stuff down. These are my laser cut Pyro design special cardboard painting things. I have every single one that since I cut these out, I have every single one that I've painted on. I figure I can use them when I get a little bit more popular for giveaways and stuff.
Yeah.
So let's see if this orange looks right. It might be a little dark. Yeah, it's not too bad. Let's go ahead and try it on here. Trying to make sure I keep everything within the little area when I'm painting so everybody can see.
I'm still fighting off that cold for the last week or so. It's always fun.
Yeah,
And yes,
cardboard.
Joel, you do have to laser cut cardboard.
Cardboard is the best thing to cut out because it always cuts out clean and it cuts out really easily. Whenever you cut metal, I have a lot of problems when I'm cutting out metal because it'll burn up and you'll end up with little stupid things on the side and it's annoying. I need to figure out on my flash forge. Maybe you know this, Joel. Why? Like, I don't know if you can see that. Probably can't. It's really hard to see. Um, on some of the areas where it's like below or where it's not quite a 45 or where it is a 45, but it should print well, and it's not. Like I get that on my flash forge a lot. It's not too bad on this one, but on some of my other prints, it's like really bad.
I think I know why. FlashForge doesn't have cooling, does it?
It has fans, yeah. I mean, it
It
has,
does?
yeah.
I thought Joel said it didn't. Maybe his fan is broken or something. I don't know. But that my guess would just be, I don't know, not enough
Well,
airflow.
I mean the fans are on the. See, I don't know. I need to get better with my 3D printing. I mean, I am getting better, but for
The
somebody
older
who's been
ones.
printing for so long, I should be a lot better at this.
Yeah, Joel
I,
says like the older ones didn't have the filament fan. Yeah, I actually I did a video on it, upgrading the cooling to a one howl because the cooling's not great.
mm,
So now I can get a little bit better overhang and stuff on it.
yeah, I mean, I never really have that problem on my Ultimaker, but on my Flash Forge, I get it all the time. Oh, this is my Ninja Turtle that I printed out earlier. It's actually pretty awesome. So wait for my stream to catch up. Pretty good. Too. This is the biggest thing I printed out. Well, not the biggest thing I printed out. What's up, Grove? And Random Chaos. I didn't see you guys come in. Yeah, there's my Ninja Turtle. It looks so washed out in this camera. Alright. Feel free, anybody, to ask me or CJ questions. I'm planning on doing these streams like once a week, and I want to have all the people that I do the logos for on the streams. So CJ is my first guest that I've done a logo for, and I want to continue to do that. And let me know how you guys like it. So, and CJ, feel free to keep the conversation up while I'm painting.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how this covers.
I have some questions for you. Do you mind if I ask them?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I would just, if your Ultimaker had dual extrusion, would you consider your Flash Forge obsolete, or is there anything that your Flash Forge has over your Ultimaker?
That that's actually one of the reasons I bought the Ultimaker in the first place, because they said that it was going to be able to have dual extrusion, and they still haven't really come
Hmm.
up with a solution for that, which is slightly irritating. But I probably would consider. I mean, besides the fact that the Flash Forge is super cheap, and I mean, it works really well. But
Yeah.
yeah, if the Ultimaker had dual extrusion, I probably would use that a lot.
Yeah. Like, do you ever print single color things on your Flash Forge?
Once in a while, like if my Ultimaker's busy with something, or if I'm having troubles with my Ultimaker, because I've had a lot of extrusion issues with that printer because of the Sigma. Is that for the Ultimaker, Joel?
No, I think that's one of the printers he reviewed or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
getting a BC. That's an actual
Yeah.
printer?
Yeah. Not everyone's rich like Joel. We can't just buy or
Or have
people
people
don't
send
people
you
don't
printers?
pay us to own printers, Joel. We can,
Yeah, that would be kind of awesome, but
yeah.
maybe if
I
we get a
was
little bit
I
more
was
popular.
so shocked. Joel, he was talking about the Finder, and he just came out and said it like it's a bad printer.
Yeah.
Like he just laid down the hammer on them. Whoa.
I mean, you got to be honest.
Yeah. And yeah, what I was saying about I'm gonna look at that again. The one how Duplicator 6, almost part for part. It's a what's it called? Ultimaker, and it it's a full metal frame, and it uses two rods for each axis instead of one, and
Uh,
I think it's a direct drive. Other than that, it's the exact same thing, and it's $1,000, which is incredible.
yeah, that's awesome.
I need to see it like actually print, and they say it can get up to 160 millimeters per second. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I saw that question, Grove. Basically, I use acrylic paint. I don't really like model paints just because I don't like the way they smell, and I don't want to have to wear a mask while I'm painting. And I know a lot of people do like airbrushing and stuff like that. Um, I was actually gonna test this because I usually will just paint over straight over. I print with PLA a lot, and I'll paint straight over the PLA just with my acrylic paint, and then I'll do clear coat over it. Sometimes I'll use what is it? I'm like losing my train of thought. Sometimes I'll use primer, like a spray-on primer, before I do it. Um, and like if you use white, like if you use white PLA, obviously, like you can tell the difference between these two.
Hmm.
I'll have to coat the black one a lot more because I didn't prime it. Um,
Hmm.
but like I was telling CJ earlier, I have a lot of filament laying around, so I just use whatever I have. I don't necessarily want to just go out and buy a ton of white filament just for painting. I might do so if I start getting some more money from this.
Yeah, like I don't know if you're allowed to disclose AdSense paychecks, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I think right now I'm getting probably about $3 a week, maybe. Which I mean, that's some extra money that goes towards filament and stuff. So,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah, Joel, I told you, like before I started talking with you, I didn't really talk to anybody in the 3D printing community. I talked to some people on Reddit, and rarely some people like on Instagram and stuff. But I, I don't know. I was always kind of fearful of the 3D printing community, honestly, because I figured like I would get in. And everybody would be like, "You suck" or something like that. I would like, "What are you doing?" Like, boy, So, and I think that's just me, but
yeah. Well, if you had a maker bot, then yeah, we would attack you. You know.
and everybody's been super awesome, so it's exactly the opposite of what I thought, and I should have probably done it earlier.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's, they still do that. They still say you suck. Yeah, I'm sure that they do.
Yeah. It's a community on the internet, so they have to.
I honestly still have not had that many people. I don't even think I've had really anybody say that I suck. Everybody's always like really nice about what I'm doing, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Um, like I don't even get a lot of dislikes on my videos or anything, which is pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe once I get bigger, I'll get a lot more haters. But
Yeah. Somehow, and like this is for the case for most, if not all, 3D printing. Sorry, 3D printing channels in the uh in the community. Like I was on like Joel's and Angus's and Chuck's all their videos. Like it's almost perfect like to dislike ratio. Like right now, this video, 35 likes, 0 dislikes,
mm,
and you go on Joel's, it's like 300 likes and then dislikes. It's insane.
yeah, it's funny to me when people there's like one dislike on a video. I'm like, what are you doing?
Hmm.
Why you being a jerk?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I don't really dislike videos personally. Like, if I don't like a video, I just won't rate it.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know, like, I don't really know what they could have done that can, I don't know. It's someone's always gonna dislike a video, you know.
It's funny to
Someone's
me.
always gonna be that guy.
Okay, this paintbrush is way better than the other one I was using. That other one was like super old. You gotta tell me if I miss any questions too, CJ. I'm like always
All right.
looking over here. Feel free to talk about anything that you'd like. Besides,
Yeah.
like, random things. Anything 3D printed related.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to put a couple coats on this, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. I missed a little piece right here.
Let's see. Have you heard of the Phyllis reader? I think it's
Yeah,
cool.
Sparky was just put a video about that
Mhm.
earlier. Um, Everything that I've heard says that the filament that comes out of it is not very great, but
Yeah,
um,
it's a cheaper one. And even though, like, I think Joel was talking about this a while back. Like these companies, they have like, you know, oh, Joel sat down. See you, man. Um,
later, man. Thanks for
uh,
stopping by, Joel.
and they, they have like, liquid cooled machines and all this extremely expensive stuff.
Mm,
I don't really get how you can do that at home. I think
yeah,
the big thing is speed, so that's fair. You're gonna be doing it more slowly.
yeah.
Um, but I don't think you're gonna have the awesome tolerance that a lot of these things have.
Yeah, and what like Sparky was saying was she, is in Australia, so it's really hard to, the shipping and everything is so expensive there that
Yeah,
she needs to just do it to save on money because it's really hard to get filament out there.
yeah.
So, and I could see that. I mean, if it's just for personal use too, and you're just messing around and printing out like fun toys and stuff, I'm sure it's good enough.
Uh, oh, I just printed this. Already, do you watch the show? Oh, never mind, it fell apart. Uh,
Nice.
do you ever watch the show Futurama?
Oh yeah, I love
Yeah,
Futurama.
I don't know if this will stay together. This is just temporary. I just taped it together. I printed Planet Express. Dang it, the Planet Express building. Right.
Nice.
Let's see. Any questions? Heather told me to do my English homework. I actually do have English homework due by 12 a.m. tonight. Uh, that's kind of funny. Uh,
I don't even know how Heather's connected. She's just like either using data on her cell phone, which is bad, probably, or she's watching it through her work computer, which is probably also bad. Yeah, this isn't gonna take that long to paint either.
I do have a lot of English homework. That is accurate, and I never really thought about that until recently. Until I started talking about it on YouTube. I had so much English homework.
Just like constantly. Why do you have so much English homework? I don't get
I don't
it.
know. My English teacher is terrible.
Oh, nice.
she's
That's why.
she's not a good teacher.
So let me ask you some questions.
Okay.
Since that's should be how this goes. Get people on
Yeah.
here, and I don't have to be the one that's always asked everything. What got you started in 3D printing?
Let's see. Well, probably have to go back to what got me into technology, and that
Mm-hmm.
was just being surrounded by it because my dad works in technology, so I started really getting into that. So then, getting into technology, I wanted to learn more things than just computers and stuff. So I looked into other things like soldering and things like that, building things like that, and that did not go well. Uh, you know, I started this a few years ago, so a 13-year-old with a uh, you know 400 degree metal tool is not great. So I looked for other things, and then I came across 3D printing. I think that was first when I saw the MakerBot at our school, and I didn't
Uh,
know. You know, this is when MakerBot actually was open source, so they're a little bit better then. And I used that printer, and I really liked it. So then our school got when I went to with my freshman year, we got a Delta. That's the Rostock Max V2,
were a
and
lot of
then
people sorry to cut you off. Were a lot of people interested, like when you guys got one at your school in 3D printing, or was it just like
no, they
just
were
like
not.
you?
Yeah, it was just, for a lot of people it was just some dumb thing we did in computer class, and for
Uh,
me, like I really loved it. Like we had computer class every Thursday, and like it was like my favorite day of the week because I'd run up to class and man, I love that thing. And that's why I started learning some basic CAD and stuff. And then and then when I got to high school, we had the Rostock
Mm-hmm.
Max V2, and I print with that almost every day. And then
And still
I
nobody else was like.
there are some people, because it's high school now, there's some people who are interested in it but don't have one. And then out of the school that has like, I think there's like 200 people there,
Mm-hmm.
there's one other student that has a 3D printer. And it's a DaVinci and it's trash, but uh, yeah. So, and then I've been looking for a long time, saving for a while to get a printer that's affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the first time I saw it was on Joel's video when he first talked about it, I think. First of the one how. So
Nice.
that's how I got that.
That's kind of what happened to me too. Like nobody at my college was using the 3D printer that they bought, and my the art director there was just like, "You want to do this?" Because he knew I was into 3D modeling and stuff. So it's still nobody uses that thing. It's like it's crazy to me that like it's such an awesome technology, and everybody's like,
Uh,
whatever.
yeah.
I guess because people are scared of it or something. They just like look at the
Mhm.
machine and they're like, how do I use this thing? They have like no clue where to start.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that you started so young too.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Panorith is 2 years younger than me.
Yeah,
And
that's
he's doing
insane
it.
to me.
And then, what's his name? I think his name, Austin is 2 years younger than him. He's in
Uh,
fifth grade. And he has a one how.
okay, I've got somebody at my front door. Hold on one second. This is
All
random.
right.
Keep up the conversation with everybody. I'll be right
All
back.
right. Hey, Battle Grape, how's it going, man? You guys want to ask any questions? I got 10 people watching. That's pretty good. All right. Just try to not blow anything up while Travis is
In the
gone.
middle of a live stream right now on YouTube. Okay.
I'm doing great. I'm doing pretty awesome.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
That's my niece. She's in between jobs, so she's coming to stop by and use the facilities and such to change. And then now I missed what were you talking about? Were you still talking about the same
Uh,
stuff or?
no, I just said hi to Battle Grape. That's all.
Oh, what's that battle grape? We got 12 watching. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wait, did I bring a napkin over here? I need something to wipe my paintbrush off. Sometimes when you're using acrylic paint, it'll start drying out on your brush, and then it'll start getting clumpy and stuff. So I will rinse it off every once in a while, especially when I'm painting the same color for a while.
Oh, and I don't know. Well, or sorry, did I interrupt you?
I was I was gonna say I know you're like one of the people that is funny about my painting. You're like, oh well, I like watching paint dry.
I mean, I guess like I said, I didn't want to be mean, but like it is literally watching paint dry. It's cool to see like a time lapse of it. I like watching it.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'm here like to talk to people and
Yeah,
interact.
yeah.
With the
I mean,
community.
that's why I'm here too. But like,
Yeah.
usually I like to do something while I'm talking. I don't just like sitting in front of the
Mhm.
camera and talking,
Yeah.
because just that's my personality, and I've always been like that. Uh, I think it's just because it makes me be able to my words to flow a little bit more freely.
Yeah.
I've always had like a social anxiety thing, and it just helps me out to be doing something while I'm talking. So, and not concentrating on that there's people watching me doing this.
Yeah. Wait till you have 300 people tuning into the live stream.
Yeah, that's why I hope this will help me get used to it.
Yeah.
Just doing it all the time, and I feel like I am getting better. It's way easier than it used to be, and I talk easier. I don't
Mhm.
stutter as much as I used to.
Yeah.
So
So I don't know how they can see this, but this you can't really see it. Never mind. This filament, it's a clear filament, and often filaments like again I don't know how you can see this. Often clear filaments kind of have a yellowish tint to it,
uh,
and you can't tell it all on the camera. But this one does not look as good as this one. And this is the filament that came with my printer bot, the one that broke and I had to send back. Um, and it is the clearest filament that I've ever seen. And I had no idea what filament was, so I just checked their website, and it turns out this stuff is like $11 a spool.
Nice.
So I'm gonna get a lot of this because I want to see how well this will print in vase mode. Because if it's this clear, it would look amazing.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the
awesome.
spec.
That kind of stuff makes me want to like put LED lights in it and stuff. I
Oh
love
yeah.
doing that. Uh, did I miss any questions or anything else? You learned on AutoCAD in college and then later went to SolidWorks. Yeah. 3D printing does take the three. If you know how to 3D model and you get into 3D printing, it can be even that much more fun. I think. And people that start out in 3D printing and then move to 3D modeling, you definitely should do that. I mean, um, don't just sit around and print things from Thingiverse all day. You want to
Yeah.
try to learn how to 3D model because it's just going to take it to the next level and it's just that much
Yeah.
more fun.
And at least play around with Tinkercad and stuff.
Yeah,
What the
exactly.
3D design. It's like Tinkercad. I mean, obviously, people who work with CAD are going to be better at it,
Uh-huh.
but it's just a matter of your creativity. Tinkercad. There's no way you'd ever have trouble using Tinkercad. It's very simple.
Yeah, see, I want to try that out actually, just because so I know like what people are using and like because I know you guys talk about it all the time and
Yeah.
it seems like basic software.
Uh,
So I like messing with all software. I'm like a really big software guy.
yeah.
Um, I'm not as much hardware. Like I get irritated when I have to deal with hardware. That's why when my printers break down, I get so irritated.
I'm actually like literally the exact opposite.
Nice.
I hate having to like download a bunch of software and working with different things. Just I don't like doing that, even though I have three monitors and I should be doing that. But yeah, I'm all about hardware. Like I like building things. Like
Well, I can't say I don't like building things, but
yeah.
I don't like fixing things a lot.
hmm I like I have that Arduino thing, and I just want to build things, and then I just steal someone's C++ from somewhere else,
Nice.
and just use that. My dad works in software, so sometimes I'll get him to write it. It's pretty basic.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely not a writing software guy either. I just like using it.
Yeah. hmm
And I use a lot of different software too. So many different programs that I use all the time, and I like digging into like what people have already written and stuff. Uh,
hmm
Digging into just any. And I love updates, and I love when a company comes out with new stuff for the software and like the new releases every year. I'm like on top of getting everything that's new as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, like I remember I first printed out a Benchy
Uh-huh.
on I was using Cura, and it was like fine. There were like some issues like the flow. You can't you can't change the flow much.
Uh-huh.
Like in between things or in different areas. So I don't know, that kind of had some issues in like and you can take the same settings in Cura and the same settings in Simplify 3D, and the
Mm-hmm.
Simplify 3D is still going to be better because, like I said, it's just simply better at writing G code.
Yeah.
And I thought that when I was at Cura, that was like a bottleneck. That was just that's because it's a $400 printer. And I printed out this Benchy using Simplify 3D, and
Uh-huh.
it's absolutely gorgeous. I like running my fingers across the bottom because like where the layers are like parallel,
Uh-huh.
and it's just so smooth. It's just incredible.
Oh yeah, that's it. I used Kira a lot when I got my Ultimaker, and
hmm
I used it for a really long time, and it works. It works relatively well. Um, and then when I got my Flash Forge, I was used because you can't use Cura for the Flash Forge, as far as I know. There's different
Yeah.
kind of settings that you have to. I don't know as much about that as other people. I just know that I couldn't use Kira. Um,
Yeah.
so I was using MakerBot software, and that
Ugh.
software is horrible. Um, I mean, it got the job done in most cases, but my prints would just come out like really rough, and some of my first like new logos to life, so the black and white ones I did were in that software, and they're just like a lot more rough than these newer ones. Once I started using Simplify 3D, I switched over on both printers to that, and I haven't looked back like at all.
Yeah, and I think probably the best printer to use Cura with would be the Ultimakers because
Yeah,
it's
yeah, for sure.
built for them. Uh, and honestly, I would say it's the best free slicer
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. At least the beta is pretty credible. It's a bit slow, but it's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And still, it's like I've I try not to be biased, because I love Kura. I didn't want to find anything better than Kura because, uh,
Later
yeah, I
Grove.
don't
I
know,
don't know if
but
you left it.
what's that?
I was saying later to Grove. I don't know if you
Oh.
left it.
Um, and then, but then I got Simplify 3D, and it's so much better.
It's
It's
amazing.
well, like I said, I didn't personally buy it, but it would be worth $150.
Yeah, just the speed alone in slicing is worth
Yeah.
it. I am still amazed every time I slice something. I'm like, oh, this is done already. Especially after so many years of doing using other software. Even when I was back using the Uprint, that big beast, I was using whatever software. I don't even remember what it's called. It's like the software that came with the printer,
Mm.
and it's just like made specifically for that printer or for the Dimension printers. And it just would take like sometimes half an hour, or like an hour to slice something. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm like,
Yeah.
when I can slice something in Simplify 3D and it's like 30 seconds sometimes or like less, I'm like, oh my god. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially when I do like a lot of revisions, like if I'm changing stuff and I look at it and I have to slice it again, and you know, that time can add up when you know,
Yeah.
extremely. You think $150 is a lot, but then you're gonna save
Mm.
so much money and time.
Yeah. And here's the thing, it's like 3D printing, it's kind of inherently expensive. I say the cheapest you're ever going to spend on a 3D printer is, maybe $400. So, well, $150 may seem like a lot. It's like to increase your print quality that drastically,
Yeah.
it's worth it. It's almost like you're wasting money to not get Simplify 3D
Mm-hmm.
because you're not getting the best uh, prints with your printer.
You're not getting the best prints. You're wasting time. It's like
Yeah.
it's insane. There's so many good qualities about it.
Yeah. So instead, if you can get past getting the learning curve with Simplify 3D, yeah, I mean, I kind of, but honestly, if you use Cura, it'll take you 10 minutes to figure out Simplify 3D. I thought it was going to be a little bit more straightforward than it is,
Mm-hmm.
but still, it's like it won't take you long to learn it.
Yeah.
You just have to find out where everything is. The first place I got lost was actually opening a model, which, you know, uh, yeah, I can open it up here, and it's like I said, it's not hard to use, but it's simple. Or Kura is more straightforward. This one, it's you have to figure out where everything is.
Yeah, and I'll be honest too. Like when I first got Simplified 3D, I continued to use Cura and the MakerBot software for a while because I was just like intimidated by it, and there's so many more settings, and it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's hard to um, get used to, but it's so amazing once you actually delve
Yeah,
into those features. Um,
absolutely.
so I honestly, until I watched it was the reckless eating print that I did, and I watched Joel's video about multiple infill percentages because I was having a lot of trouble with those letters when I was printing them, and I watched his video about multiple infill percentages, and it just like it blew me away, and I was like, okay, this is going to save so much filament. This is going to save so much. Why am I not doing this? And I did it, and it worked
Mhm.
amazingly. And I was like, okay, this is it. I'm never using anything
That's
again.
awesome. Yeah,
Um,
and if you have no idea what you're doing with Simplify 3D, you should like look some things up first and then buy it because, I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, you can definitely get worse prints than what you get with
Yeah, for
Kura.
sure. And that's what I was doing when I first got it too, because I didn't know what I was doing, and that's why I stopped. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah,
And you go on Kura, and it has the option. You select your printer. You go Prusa i3, then you enter in all the other facts about your printer, all the other
mm,
information, and uh, it'll figure it out. It'll do fine, but you have to still have to enter a bunch of stuff and get it tinkered to it. You go on Simplify 3D. They have the Wanhao duplicator i3 V2. The exact printer, exact model, and everything. So
mm,
it already knows everything that you don't have to enter anything. It's all already set up. So
yeah,
you
exactly.
can from there, you still have to set your infill and all the varying settings, but uh, other than that, it's like it's all set up for you. You're probably gonna get a good if you know what you're doing. You're gonna get a good print from your first slice, and that just won't happen with Guru.
You are so right with that. Trying to get in between all these little crevices is kind of a pain. This is starting to look cool.
And then I have another question for you. Is it narcissistic for me to have a CJ printing background for my computer?
For your computer? No.
Yeah.
I mean, what I figure with that, and a lot of YouTubers that I've watched, I mean, they wear their own shirts. They have
Yeah.
all this stuff. It's like, if you look at my watch, I have a Pyro design back as my faceplate. I think it's just, it goes along with being a YouTuber, trying to promote yourself, and because you have to do all your self
Yeah.
promotion and you have to do all that. So I don't think it's very narcissistic. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, I mean, I feel like you kind of have to be that way to be a YouTuber in general.
Yeah.
So, you end up watching a lot of stuff that you filmed, and like when you're editing yourself and all that, you have to watch all that. And if you think about like big name actors and stuff, they never watch their own stuff. A lot of people won't even watch their own stuff. So uh, it's definitely the life of a YouTuber, and it fits along with it. So
But when you're a YouTuber, you're the star, the editor, the
exactly,
director, the writer, and the publisher. So
you have to do everything.
yeah.
Not many people get to the point where, or many YouTubers get to the point where they have like people editing for them, and
Yeah.
huge team and all that. Even some of the big ones that I know like still do a
Hmm.
lot of the stuff themselves.
Yeah. Um, I'm thinking about just for $20 on what's it called? Custom ink. You can order a single T-shirt, a single custom one-sided T-shirt. I might just order a single CJ printing T-shirt and then just wear that in my videos.
Nice, that'd be cool. I still I have, like, because I work at the sign shop and I can make mouse pads and coasters and all that stuff. I've made like my own mouse pads, and I could make my own shirts, but the way that our process works is the shirts aren't as good and they have to be white, and I don't like white shirts. um, but it's still cool. I can make like my own signs and all this stuff for my logo and all that, like just like the laser cutting the cardboard and all that. So it's I think I have an advantage there. Um, I need to. I have already some stuff up on my Etsy store too, like mouse pads and all
Yeah.
that with my logo already ready for sale. Nobody's bought any yet, but
Hey, Sparky's here. Hey, Tessa.
hey, how's it going? Hey, All Around Gaming. They just requested a logo today. I literally have, I think 17 logos in line right now.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been telling everybody that it's going to take like 2 to 3 months to get this stuff done, because I just don't have any other choice, It's like I want to do everybody's logo that I can, but and I want to try to do at least one big logo, like for a big YouTuber, once per month. So I have to squeeze all that in, so I can't. Even if I had no job like doing this, I probably still could only do like 1 or 2 a week.
Tessa's watching this at 6 a.m. Australia.
Nice, that's awesome.
She's from the future.
And I'm from the past, right?
Yeah, you are.
Orange is starting to look really cool on here.
What logo would you say was the most painful to do, the most annoying?
The most painful logo that I did was the Monster Madness Cinemassacre logo.
Yeah, that one was cool.
That one, it's because I tried to do so much with it. I wanted it to bleed. Like, as soon as I saw that logo, like, and I was like, they wanted me to do it, I was like, oh, I have to make this actually bleed. Um, so, and I could have, what I should have done is 3D printed some of the components within, like the tubing and stuff like that. But I didn't do that, so I should have modeled that into the original model. But I decided to use tubing instead, like vinyl tubing. So I had a lot of problems with getting the tubing to stay in place. Because when I very first tested, I had everything in. I had it all. I was using silicone to seal it all in, and I had it all done and sealed up everything. The whole print was sealed up, and I had tested it before to make sure that it wasn't going to leak. But after I sealed it up and I tested it, sure enough, it leaked all over the table. I had to completely bust it open. Where I had painted over it and everything. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I decided to paint over the crack and stuff and make it seamless before testing it again, but I did, and had to bust it open and completely redo everything inside. So, for that reason, that one was the most pain in the most difficult to do.
I thought the one you did for Joel was very clever. I like the print head thing.
Yeah, as soon as when I first decided to do Joel's, I was like, I have to do high five. I have to do something with high five. And I was like, I started modeling it, and I modeled the high five and stuff, and I was like, this has to be something else. It can't just be a hand sitting there. That seems really boring, and anybody could do that. So I was like, okay, I have to put something. I was like, oh, the 3D printing is obvious.
Yeah.
So I just like, oh, let's make this look like it's 3D printing all the time. Each one that sometimes it's more difficult than others. With Joel's logo, like his logo itself, he has like the blue and the 3D printing nerd. So what do you have to pull from other stuff, obviously. Whereas you look at Reckless Eating, that's their actual logo. That they have this mayo and they have the cereal box and all that stuff is part of their logo, and I just duplicated that, and that was the challenge with that one, was trying to get it to look exactly like their logo. Like Joel's was the challenge was figuring out something that fit his personality, but still looked awesome.
Did you hear the song that someone wrote for him?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was so cool.
I love when YouTubers get big enough to where people start doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Start giving you fan art and doing all that's so cool. I would love to get to that point.
If you look at the first fan mail of Joel's, the first one, the very first episode, I sent him some fan mail and I did some fan art.
Mm.
That was pretty cool.
On his how old was that? How long ago was that?
That was probably that would have been 7 weeks ago because he's on episode 7 right now.
Nice. How long have you been watching Joel's channel?
Pretty early, actually. It was. I remember I subscribed to him. I remember the video coming out. I think that the next one that came out was. I think it was he was less than 2,000 subscribers. I remember that.
Nice.
I think it was the video that came out when it was the 3D printing a portal companion cube with a time lapse. That was 8 months ago, and he started his channel a year ago, but he wasn't really an actual. He was kind of posting stuff just kind of for fun. It wasn't really much of a kind of a channel back then. He's kind of
I saw I talked about this before on one of my streams, but when I do a logo, I always go back and watch as many of the videos as I can. And on his, I went back and watched his very first video that he posted, and I usually try to do that so I can see where they've come from, and especially if I haven't watched them for that long. And it's funny to see the difference in content from the beginning to where people get to. It's really awesome, actually.
Yeah.
It's one cool thing about this is I get to see all that happen. I don't know. It's fun. I put some of the a couple of clips from that video in my video.
Well, Joel is 3 subscribers away from 24,000 right now.
That's nuts.
And I was talking to him. I said, um, my goal is 1,000 subscribers by 2016,
Hmm.
and I don't think that's super unrealistic, but I don't know if we'll hit it or not. And he was saying, he's not sure, and I look at him. He's been doing this for a year. And he's at 24,000, and it's his growth has been incredible.
Oh yeah,
It's
dude,
it
he's
amazes me.
that's like insane to me. I've been doing my channel consistently. Like I've said before, my channel was like 10 years old, but I never really did anything with it until about a year and a half ago. And I am literally, I consider myself like without the contest, like at like 1,000 subscribers or maybe 1,200 or something like that,
Yeah.
realistically, that I've earned on my own. um, so like, but like I was telling you earlier, it's definitely what I'm doing is an acquired taste. People have to like see,
Yeah.
figure it out.
And I think it's cool that you're not only going to be getting the AVGN audience, you're going to be getting more of the 3D printing community now too.
Yeah, for sure. That's a cool thing. Like what I thought about with my channel is I'm getting so many different kinds of communities. Like I have the foodie
Hmm.
community too. I have like all those
Yeah,
people that are doing all those food channels. They all watch my videos. They all like, and what's cool about them watching it is they have no idea about 3D printing. Like a lot of them, like this, my channel was the first time they ever saw 3D printing, and it's weird, you know.
hmm,
There's such a big audience out there that doesn't know anything about 3D printing whatsoever. Um,
yeah,
and it's kind of cool to like show them in a unique way, like how what it's all about, and kind of that's why I try to keep my videos a little easy to understand too. I don't put a lot of 3D printing facts or like know
sure,
how or like technology stuff like that in there. I try to
yeah,
keep it simple and fun, so people that aren't into it will stick around and watch.
yeah. I think I'm probably gonna start making my videos a little bit more technical because my goal before was since I'm younger. I thought most of my audience would be younger kids,
Uh-huh.
getting into 3D printing, and I wasn't gonna use that a ton of difficult to understand language.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I've been told that I should be. People said that they would like it a little bit more tactical, a little more informational. So I think
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah, I definitely see for like your channel that would be very
Hmm.
for like a 3D printing specific channel. That's perfect. Um, like my channel, I'm trying to grow in a different way. Like I don't. It's not just going to be the 3D printing audience that I'm going after. So I'm trying to go after everybody basically.
Yeah. I think something that you could start doing is have you seen the channel Chaos Core Tech? The 3D print
Don't
channel.
think I've hit that one yet.
He's been growing actually very quickly. He was at 300 subscribers a few weeks ago. He's now at like 700. Uh, and he does a lot of cool designs, like things like he's designed like a lot of characters and stuff. I think you could start doing things like that to bring in a whole bunch of different audiences. I think
Yeah,
that'll be cool.
and I've thought about like there's like so many things that I could do
Hmm.
to just boost my channel and like I could print like make all these different crazy like logos for name brands, and I could make crazy movie logos and all this stuff, and I could probably grow an audience a lot faster that way. But I feel like with what I'm doing, it's like so unique that I don't want to like skew my audience and like have it be. I feel like it's just too unique for that, and I like want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
just I want it to be all about YouTube, and I want it to be um, just about the community, and like that's why I'm doing this more
Yeah.
with like the smaller channels and stuff like that too. I want like channels that are just starting to be able to get on, and like as I grow more, it'll help them, and um,
Yeah.
as the bigger channels help me, I'll help the smaller channels. It's just that's how I want it to work, and that's how I want it to stay. So I might once in a while do like a big logo just to get some boost, but um,
Yeah.
like I did do like a little Star Wars one when the movie came out, and I might do stuff like that where it's a special event kind of thing, but I'm definitely not going to move towards that.
Yeah, and like I like what I'm doing because it's somewhat kind of unique. it's probably a little bit more original than gaming because I'm not focused on gaming. I heard some statistic like 8 hours of gaming footage is uploaded to YouTube every minute.
That's
Uh,
insane. Yeah, gaming
so
channels are insane. There's so many of
oh
them.
yeah, and so I think what I'm doing is kind of fairly original. But I mean, what you're doing is, I mean, not only is it very original, but literally no one else is doing it on YouTube.
Yeah.
No one's making YouTube logos, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's cool because like it's I mean maybe a little bit harder to find because no one's searching up 3D printing YouTube logos,
Yeah, exactly.
But
That's
when
why
people find it,
that's
I
why
bet
I've
people
tried to.
think it's really
Sorry, I'm
cool.
not meaning to cut you off.
No, good.
I was just saying that's why I'm trying to like include other stuff too. Like I started as soon as I
Yeah.
got into the laser cutting, I was like, okay, let's do that too. So then it's not just about 3D printing. It's not just it's just me making these logos however I possibly can. Like doing painting, 3D printing, laser cutting, whatever I can do to make this logo look as awesome as it can be. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hmm. You guys have any questions? I'd love to answer some
Yeah,
questions.
I'm missing chat over here. Let's see. Let me go back a little bit because I probably missed a bunch of stuff.
One of my favorite videos is the your college mascot thing you did. I thought it was cool that you used ZBrush.
Yeah. I really love ZBrush too. I just it's a lot more difficult to use, and I forget about it because I don't use it that much. So when I get back into it, I have to like relearn stuff.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love ZBrush. I've been using that software since I started 3D printing. I think I started back with ZBrush like in 2008, and I still try to go back in there and learn new stuff. And I want to like include that, and especially if the logo calls for it, like Dame
Hmm.
drops. No, I didn't do it in Dame's because I was gonna do the burger in that, but I ended up being able to do that in 3D Max. What else did I use ZBrush for? I did use it for that because I there was no way that I could have done that well or as well in 3D Max that Roadrunner.
Hmm.
But then another thing I love about ZBrush is that they give free updates, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Because most software companies, charge you crazy amounts of money to get updates. So
I've gotten 3 new subscribers in the last hour. Wonder what that's from.
you have
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, everybody, if you're in here and you haven't subscribed to CJ Printing, go subscribe to his channel. That's a another big reason why I'm doing this too is I want to use my power on YouTube, the little power that I have right now, to get smaller channels some more views and some more subscribers. So if anybody's
I'm very
in here,
curious as to what footage you're going to use for the video.
you'll see. And like I said before, you're lucky because I don't usually use footage in the newer logos, and I don't even usually paint them either.
Mm.
But you have been an awesome and cool fan, so
Hmm.
just like I don't know, I don't like to gush too much, but it's been fun. You've been a cool guy.
Yes, I know. You too.
I know. Anyways, I don't even remember where I was going with that. I need to let this dry for a minute. Actually, it's getting too sticky. That's the problem with acrylic paint. Is if you keep on painting over it, it starts to get sticky if you don't let it dry. So you'll
Yeah.
get clumpiness and stuff. So I'll let that dry a little bit before I paint anymore.
I think Sparky is referencing this thing, this my koozie that I made of Joel's head. If you guys haven't seen this, I did a video on this on my channel. Uh,
Washing water
this I printed this .3 millimeter layer height on a 1/2 duplicator i3 in purple inland PLA.
Let's see what else I missed. How's it going, Gary? I missed you come in. Let's see. ZBrush ZBrush is awesome. I was just talking about that. Yeah, and if you haven't, when you first start to use ZBrush, it's definitely a trip. If you've used any other 3D modeling program, it's so
Yeah.
different.
Even for organic modeling, it's a little bit different.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
it'll throw you for a loop for sure.
Mhm.
Alright. Yeah, alright. I'm going to watch while this dries a little bit, I'm going to watch the chat. So if anybody has any other questions, go ahead and ask.
All right.
Try not to miss anything.
Don't you just love it when they just start talking to each other and just disregard the actual live stream?
That's what you guys do all the time to me.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah,
And
it's
what's
funny.
Kevin? We need Kevin in here.
It just becomes um, a free like chat that everybody gets into.
Yeah.
3D printing chat.
Mm.
The scaling and ZBrush that confuses you. Yeah. It's definitely a trip. See, now that I told you, like I told you earlier, I'm sitting here like trying to talk to the camera and I'm not doing anything, so I'm like, what do I say? What kind of clear coat did I use on the turtle? I just use like Krylon, like hardware store clear coat usually. I don't know if you were in here when I showed it. Oh yeah, I did. I posted that on Instagram, so you probably saw it there. That's why you knew about it. Yeah, the clear coat just goes over 3D prints awesome. I want to try out that XT 3D from Smooth On. That's actually made for PLA, and I think it's made for both PLA and ABS prints. And you just brush it on, and it doesn't drip. Like sometimes I get problems with spray on clear coat where I get drips on it, and it's kind of horrible, and I don't like it. But the XT 3D stuff's not supposed to do that, so I want to try that out. I think it could get kind of expensive though if I'm buying that all the time. Whereas hardware store clear coats, a couple bucks a can. So
I've only heard this from one person, but Jerry from Barnacules Nerdgasm said that PLA, if you wet sand PLA, it sands glossy, and
yeah,
I've not put that to the test.
he's told. He hasn't told me. I've heard him talk about that before. I just don't even know where to go about doing that. And I imagine sanding something like this or something with all these small little details, and it would be so hard to get into some of the
Oh yeah,
crevices and
he
stuff.
uh he did it for his Pokeball, and that's just like
Oh
just
yeah,
taking it over. That's a little bit more simple. Like I don't know, for a lot of things I just couldn't imagine that working, but for select things, but it could be pretty cool.
yeah, for sure. I could definitely see it on like a round object or even a larger object that doesn't have as many details in it.
Yeah.
But I paint most everything and then I just clear coat over it, and it always ends up looking pretty awesome. So
Hmm.
Heather said she wanted to paint this Ninja Turtle. She's like, I want to get in on this fun.
Yeah.
Use a plastic one. A plastic weld. You can see that PLA like Acetone does it. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, for acetone like makes ABS look like an injection molded part. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I've done acetone vapor stuff. I didn't know that you could do that with PLA. What is plastic weld, anyways? If you don't mind elaborating. Model.
Yeah, I've never, I don't know if I've ever looked up many things to gloss PLA because I've only seen stuff for ABS.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is I just hate stuff that stinks, and like even
Yeah.
printing with ABS. That's why I don't print with ABS, because I don't. I have my 3D printers right across from me in my office, and I
Hmm.
still, even printing PLA, I like to try to open the window and not have all the fumes in here. But I could not do that with ABS, like working in here and stuff.
Yeah, maybe I don't have a sense of smell, or maybe it's just the type of filament that I'm using. I've never smelled any kind of filament. I've never even smelled like like if I go straight up to the nozzle, like close to burning my nose, then I can get a smell from ABS and it smells bad. I take 4 inches away from it and I can't smell a thing, no matter what the filament is. So maybe it's the type of filament that I'm using. If you guys want to try that, it's inland filament,
Uh-huh.
and I can't smell anything.
Weird.
Um, so I don't know, but maybe it's I couldn't imagine it being the printer. It's not like it's enclosed or anything.
No, every
Uh,
ABS that I've ever used reeks. It's like bad.
yeah. So I've heard, and yeah, it smells bad, but I have to go so close to it to smell it.
Well, and I don't think it's really good for you either to be breathing it in
Yeah,
all the time. I work with so many, I'm doing the laser cutter, and I work with sublimation, which is like a gas, and I do. We were like melting plastic over these signs and stuff all day long. It's like I try to limit what I'm breathing in because I'm around so many different chemicals all the time, and so many different like random things that are bad for you. So
yeah,
at work, 90% of the time now, I'm like wearing a respirator. So
yeah. I yeah, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just some kind of fume that I mean. I heard PLA, like obviously there's probably not much other than oxygen that would be good for you to inhale 24/7. Uh, but PLA, I've heard that PLA is really not that bad. Like if you have it in your
yeah,
room, it's not like you're gonna get sick from it or it's gonna hurt your lungs or anything like that. But yeah, I have it printing and I can't smell a thing. I don't get a headache or anything like that. So I think it's fine. And I print in honestly like 99% of the time I'm printing in PLA or some variant of it.
yeah, me too. I don't. I only print in ABS when it actually calls for it. Like if I'm going to use something like a functional part
Hmm.
that I need to be like that's not going to
Sure.
melt, and
Yeah.
something for your car, for example. Like if you're going to print something, you don't want to do that in PLA because it's going to sit in the
Sure.
hot sun and just melt like crazy. Um, so that's the only time I ever like use ABS, and you just have more problems printing ABS too, getting it to stick and everything. It's
Yeah.
like so much harder. Um, I do like I feel like sometimes ABS prints are smoother than PLA. Um,
Yeah.
sometimes, but I don't know.
And I
I
think I think oh sorry, never mind. You continue.
No, I was just saying I haven't printed that much in ABS, so I don't like the times that I have. They've been
Yeah.
pretty good.
My issue with ABS, I think the reason I originally hated it is because I didn't know that you weren't supposed to have cooling on ABS. So that's why they always look terrible. That's why I hated it at first. That's when I used it on the Delta. And what I was gonna say was I think you mentioned this once. I love, I almost like the layers, like seeing the layers and stuff. As long as it
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
good on
yeah.
3D prints,
I
because
love
it's
that too.
just like it's I don't know, so you know it's 3D printed.
Exactly.
Like it's just
That's
so
why I don't like go too crazy. Like the clear coat is just kind of to give it a finish. Even then, you can still see the layers and stuff. Um, and how's it going, Panarith? I just saw you come in.
oh hey Paneth.
I was going somewhere else with that. Oh, another problem I have with ABS too, like especially on my Ultimaker, is if I print with ABS and then I switch back to PLA, a lot of times I'll get clogs, and it's if I don't clean it out really well, like I have to like sit there and like melt the plastic through there forever, and it's not like since I got the 2 plus, like I've printed a couple times with ABS and I haven't had that problem. It's way easier to clean out, and it has the removable nozzle, so it's obviously easier to get to. Um, but I used to have that problem all the time when switching back and forth. It was so much of a pain.
Paneth asks who likes waffles. I do.
Waffles are delicious.
Yes. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes or waffles. Um, I think I would actually go with pancakes, but in all reality, right now,
Incorrect answer. That was just wrong. No,
I
it's
would
it's it's waffles.
actually go with this instead.
I think bacon is the best breakfast food.
This right here, yeah.
Yeah.
Get some bacon right here. Oh, it's
Have you,
definitely.
have you ever printed in Pet G?
I have not.
I would be impressed if someone could break this. It is so strong. It's stronger than ABS, and it has more qualities of PLA. It's like,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's like kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I haven't printed with many other filaments other than PLA and ABS. Actually, I've done Ninja Flex like one time, and I have it for my Ultimaker. So like with the Bowden tube, it's really hard to
Hmm.
do.
Oh
um,
yeah.
so it's supposed to be better with the new upgrades because you can adjust everything on the drive or the feeder.
I
But
think it would. I think it'll be cool if they made some printer. I don't know how you could do it. If you could change it from direct drive to Bowden drive, I think that would
yeah,
be cool. The only way I can think you could do it is just having one on each one on the print head and you can on the side of it so you could switch, but then that would kind of defeat the purpose of having a Bowden drive because you'd still have the weight of the extruder motor on the print head.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The only other one I've tried before is wood fill, and
Oh.
I did that again with my the Ultimaker before I upgraded it, and I can never get it to print without clogging. Um, so it would
Yeah.
it would print halfway up the print and then just completely clog and it would ruin the print. So I haven't tried it again. I still have that roll that I need to try again. So now that I have with the exchangeable nozzles, I have bigger nozzles. I can do like the .6 or the .8, and that would never clog in there.
Yeah.
This is still too.
All Around Gaming asks, All Around Gaming TV, he asks, what 3D printer should he get? He says his budget right now is $1,500. I would say the recently released Wanhao Duplicator 6, and you'd have $500 to spare, spending that on filament. And it is it's essentially a an Ultimaker uh, 2 Plus. It's pretty awesome. You're not gonna have the support of Ultimaker and all that. And I don't know how reliable it is, but it's pretty much the same thing. I think it's direct drive. I don't know. That's gonna be the one difference, one of the main differences. But so you don't have that. You don't have the nice extruder. That's good, but still, for $1,000, that's pretty cool. I would say.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're asking those questions about 3D printing, CJ is definitely the better person to ask. Um,
Yeah.
I I've told people before. I love 3D printing, but I am more of an artist that uses 3D printing than actual like
Hmm.
3D printing enthusiast that looks at all the new stuff and keeps in tabs with all that. So when people ask me that question, I'm just kind of like,
Yeah. I know quite a bit about it, mostly because I've worked with quite a few different printers, and I've done so much research finding the best printer for the best price. And Model 3D says that One House support group is huge. I've tried to contact One House support a few times, and this is like directly one, not like a group or anything. This is One How USA. They've not responded to a single email.
really?
So yeah,
That's horrible.
sent them I think 2 or 3 times, and they've not responded.
That
Uh,
sucks.
Yeah, and I have a 1 year warranty that guess I can't use.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's not good
yeah.
at all.
Honestly, the thing is, it's not even worth probably for a trip there and back. Honestly, it's not worth like probably the almost month it would take to do that. To get a because the honestly the fix that it would take for them, there's no part that can do it, so they would have to I would have to ship it to them, and they would have to fix it or send me a new one. Um, so I'm just gonna have to fix it myself by just doing some stuff because there's no single part that you would just switch out that would fix it. It's the frame. So what I'm gonna do, I think, is just, I'm gonna probably have to order some kind of smaller spring or something so I can get one side of the build plate to come down or smaller. And I didn't mention this. I told you this, but I didn't say it on the stream
Mm.
that my frame is actually not perfectly symmetrical. It's not great. This is just my personal unit, so it probably won't have that. You probably won't have this if you order a one out. But what happens is on one side I will have the build plate at maximum, and on the other side I'll have it at minimum, and it's still too much. It's still not enough, so I actually need to have it the minimum lower so it can either that or I have to take it apart and get a metal foundry and bend all the metal correctly and then rebuild it. So yeah, I'll figure that out. Because actually, I have amazing adhesion. In fact, I sometimes have issues getting it off the build plate because I use glass, heated bed, and hairspray, which is I think the strongest that I've used yet. Um, and it's cheap too. It's not like ABS juice and acetone, which I think is a little bit more spendy. And yeah, and it works great. So, and I'm not gonna be worried about it being tilted because it's honestly could probably print sideways. Um, I've actually Angus did a video on a printer printing upside down. He literally picked it up and held it upside down and it printed great.
Yeah, Ultimaker
Uh,
did a video where they shipped the 3D printer printing.
that's awesome. Uh, man. So yeah, honestly, that it's more. So the actual position with with the Earth doesn't matter that much. It's more like the position of the build plate to the nozzle. So I don't think I'm really gonna worry about that much. It's honestly it's just getting it level. And if I can't get that working, I'm just gonna need to print a raft with everything, and then it's just gonna kind of smush the nozzle a little
Yeah,
bit. That's all.
general 3D printing tip this kind of brings me to in general. If you want to get into 3D printing, um, get used to having to fix stuff because
Yes.
even with support and even with whatever printer you get, you're
Hmm.
gonna have to fix something. You're gonna have to unclog a nozzle. You're gonna have
Oh
to do
yeah.
something to get it to print right. 3D printers are kind of finicky. Anyone that you get, they haven't gotten to the point where they're just like plug and play and you can push the button and have it print successfully every time. So, you're gonna have to use software. You're gonna have to tweak a lot of things before you can get good prints. So,
Yeah, and Sparky Face 5, Tessa, I actually have a response to that. It's actually not that. In fact, it's perfectly, and this is actually the issue, is like, the thing is I could try, what I'm actually might do, if it'll work, if it'll stay like this, I could actually offset the gantry, and, because with the issue is the entire frame, so you have a one house, you know how like the entire metal frame goes around like that? That's actually shifted incorrectly, and actually when it sits regularly, one side of the printer is actually above the ground. So only half of the printer, only half of the Y plate part is actually touching the table. So that's the issue. What I could do is actually just actually make an offset on the Z-axis threaded rods. So, but if I did that, every time I do that, it actually goes back to regular. So it gets back to normal. So I might try figuring that out. I don't know. Um, I'll try a bunch of different things with that. It might be that, and I heard Angus he had some method he just put in smaller springs, or he took out the springs and just made it a lot lower, so I could try that. There's a whole lot I could do.
there's always a whole lot you can do with 3D.
Yeah, honestly, and especially with a Wanhao, where it's like one of the most open printers on the market, it's like there's really nothing that can happen to it where it's actually impossible to fix. I mean, there's so much you can do to it.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about 3D printers is you can make parts to make them better, and
Hmm.
um,
Make parts on the printer that'll make it print better.
yeah, exactly. It'll self heal and self improve. We talked about that before.
Yeah, yeah, we did. We were talking about, and that got us into the conversation of the Terminator that could I don't know which movie that was. The Terminator that could like build additions to itself. And then we started getting into the conversation of computers becoming self-aware and taking over humanity. Stephen Hawking said a couple different things. He once said that, or no, I don't know if it's Stephen Hawking, who it was. It might have been Albert Einstein. He said that, no, it couldn't have been. No, I don't know who it was. Um, Artificial intelligence will be the greatest thing that humans will ever create. Unfortunately, it might be the last. Which, and then Stephen Hawking also said, the story of a computer. So, computer or scientists built a computer that was it was an artificial intelligence computer, and the first question they asked it was, "Is there a God?" It responded with, "There is now," and it struck a bolt of lightning against uh, the plug, and it couldn't be unplugged, which is terrifying. Which I
Yeah,
mean, I guess you could just shut off the power, but it's still it's still
terrifying and
kind
awesome
of
at the
scary
same
thing.
time.
Yeah.
I was having a lot of problems with the drying on this, so I mixed in some I don't know if anybody wants to know this, but I mixed in some slow drying medium stuff that you can get for acrylic paint, so
Hmm.
it helps.
Let's see, is there some kind of print I could talk about? Uh,
Yeah.
I don't have a whole
I need
lot.
to be right back. I gotta hit the bathroom real quick. If anybody needs a
All right,
bathroom break, feel free. I'll be right back in
all
like two
right,
seconds.
all right, guys. It's just me. I'm taking over Travis's stream now. Uh, any questions? Any questions? Yeah, I think that's just you with the video and audio issues because I'm seeing it right here and I'm not seeing anything. I guess I wouldn't know about audio, but video we're fine. Um, it's a little bit laggy on for my camera, but that's all I'm seeing. Hmm. I guess Tessa, this is what you're talking about, getting no sleep. You started watching this at about 6 a.m. What filament is best to work with? It's a good question. Now, if you mean filament type, I would say easiest would be PLA. If you're talking about like brand, if price isn't an issue, I would probably say I've heard like some of the really nice ones I haven't really worked with, but uh, what's it called? I think it's Matter Hackers and Color Fab make great ones. I know they look great. I use Inland, and I've only had one bad spool with Inland, and it's easy to work with. So,
All right, I'm back. You telling
hey,
everybody that I'm dumb, CJ?
yep, yeah. I scared everyone away. I ruined the stream.
Oh, nice. Good job.
Thank
It's
you.
okay. We can keep going.
All right. Honestly, if like everyone unsubscribed to me, I would keep making videos. I would just keep doing. I love it so much.
Yeah, exactly. It's just fun.
Yeah.
I'd sit here and do this by myself. I don't care. I used to do that, you know. Before I started streaming, I was just doing this by myself.
Yeah.
I didn't care. Somebody wants to watch, then they can watch. If they don't, then they can leave.
If you don't want to watch, your opinion is stupid and you're wrong.
I didn't say all that. But all right.
Yeah, depending on your needs, ABS has advantages with some severe disadvantages. PLA is a good go-to filming. Yeah, if I have something if I have some dumb model that has no purpose, like this is a dog, what am I gonna do with this ever? I mean, I just this is a test print, but like I'm just gonna print that in PLA. Here's a low poly Bulbasaur, and I'm just gonna print this in PLA. I have no reason to print it unless I have something a reason to print it in ABS. I'm just gonna print it in PLA, and that's the case for anything. I everything on my shelf up here is either PLA or PETG. So, yeah.
All right. Let's see. I don't know. So why is Kevin? Why do you keep posting little dogs?
I noticed you almost said his entire name and you didn't want to.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's there for everybody to see, but I'm not gonna.
yeah, yeah. And I honestly mostly because like, a lot of adults I think watch my channel and I don't want them to be disappointed in me. But I don't really like to use any bad language on my channel, and I think it's also because I have kids watching and I don't really
Yeah, I try to do
I
that
really have
too.
I honestly have no reason to. So I just kind of keep it clean.
I try to do that too, and so many YouTube channels just don't even care. They're just like
Oh yeah,
blowing up everything.
yeah,
It's funny to me, which is fine too. You know, I don't care because nothing
Yeah.
really offends me, but I don't want to offend anybody else at the same time.
hmm
Let's move that. I don't know if you guys saw that. That's what the print looks like right now. It's pretty cool.
So how long does that take to dry? That stuff.
The acrylic, it doesn't take that long. Even with the stuff that I mixed in, it's not really that, you know, 10, 15 minutes max. That's why another reason why I like using acrylic paint is because it can dry fast. And when I what did I miss?
I'm sorry, Richard. That's all right. I guess I'll see you later, man. That's have fun with that. I'm sorry you feel that way, but
All right, Richard.
see you around.
See, like I said, if somebody wants to leave, they can leave.
Yeah. Hey, there's your first hate comment. You said you haven't received that yet.
Yeah, whatever. I
Yeah.
don't even get why people say anything. What is the point?
Yeah. Honestly, like I really, what that does, I don't want to be mean, but that just makes me think less of that person. I don't really doesn't really hurt my feelings. It's some person I'm never gonna meet. I don't really care what they think.
Yeah, it's funny to me. Whatever. We're just hanging out, painting,
Yeah.
and chatting. If you like that, then you can stay. Whatever. I just don't get
So
with people that like start like
yeah,
going off and saying stupid stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, whatever. Not even any point talking about
yeah.
it.
So do you still play video games?
Me?
Still into those? Yeah. You're just that not even on your mind because you have no time anymore.
I try to when I can, and I love
Yeah,
them still. Like I've always been a huge video game fan.
yeah,
But lately, honestly, I haven't played much at all. I play Rocket League when I can,
yeah,
um, and once in a while I'll play. I like play when people come over. I'll play Smash Bros and Mario Kart and stuff
yeah.
because those are always good party games.
I grew up on Super Smash.
Smash is
Uh,
awesome.
yeah. Uh, and nowadays I play a lot less than I used to since I got into 3D printing, and that's where most of my free time goes. Uh, but I play Rocket League, and then I got the Division. Speaking of
Oh,
the
is that
Division,
why Richard? Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. He's saying that the feed is frozen and the audio is
yeah,
dead. Okay, that makes sense.
yeah,
And there goes Kevin with these little dogs again. What
yeah.
is...
You can. I don't know if you wanna do that, but you can mute him if that's or temporarily do that if that's.
Yeah, Kevin, stop posting little dogs, or you're gonna get muted. Unless you tell me why you're posting little dogs, and there has to be a good excuse for it.
And sometimes trends like that in like big streams, when there's like 1,000 people watching. Sometimes little trends will pick up. Like people like I was on Boogie 298
Yeah,
29888 stream,
yeah.
and he had people just kept putting tacos, like just like taco emojis, and just like they kept doing it until he noticed, until he acknowledged it. They were like 90% of the comments were just like tacos going up and down.
There you go with cows and little birds and stuff. So all around gaming, you're asking what was my first print? Um, my first print, if that's what you're asking me, was a when I started 3D printing at my college. We had just gotten a new art building, and the art director, I was talking about this earlier. He wanted me to start using the 3D printer, so he asked me to model a 3D model of the new building. So I did that, and then we printed that, and that was my very first 3D print that I ever did. So,
Um, I don't know my first 3D print. I think my first 3D print was like this gecko or something we just got from Thingiverse and then printed on our MakerBot at school. But the first one that I ever made, like modeled, was this. This is so at our school, some colleges have it. They have something called a spirit rock, uh, and ours we it's like our theme or our mascot or whatever is Blue Lightning, which I don't even ask me to explain that. I have no idea why it's Blue Lightning, but it's actually a nickname for like a certain variant of like of crystal meth or something. But that's just a coincidence. And we have this rock outside of our gym that has this lightning bolts on a stick in a rock, and we play like sometimes we have uh like some Fridays we'll just like take the day off and then we'll have like these competitions and whichever grade wins gets to like paint it however they want.
nice.
And I made this and we printed it on the Delta. And I think I had made this in Sculptress, this rock. Something I made it in Sculptress and then I just put it in Tinkercad. And Sculptress is a very minimal, free, organic modeler, and then just put in Tinkercad, made this hole, and then made this lightning bolt on a stick,
That's
and
cool.
then yeah,
And Heather, we don't know what's Kevin. Oh, there he goes. That's what he says he is. So apparently that's what he is.
yep,
He's gonna get muted in a minute, but
yeah,
if you
yeah.
look,
Someone used that. Or sorry, to
no, I
continue.
was gonna say, I really might start just printing in white because if you look at this, it's like so. Like I would have been done painting this by now if I would have done white because like it just covers so much better.
Yeah,
I'm having to. I keep seeing like black through here, and it's driving me crazy. So I keep going over it. I think that the white actually, if you look at it, it comes out brighter too because the white underneath like pushes the color out. So I'm definitely gonna start doing that. I think.
yeah.
Um, oh well, for now. But so what were you gonna say?
Yeah, like people use like language like that on one of my streams. I don't mute them immediately from that, but I do delete that comment right after it comes up, and then if they keep using it, I just mute them. I give them a warning by temporarily doing it, and then and there's a way to ruin CJ's print. And then if they keep doing it, then I'm just gonna mute them, and I'll never actually ban someone from the stream. I'll just
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
mute.
I've never had to ban anybody for anything. I
Yeah.
don't think. I think a couple of times I did. I did block some people when I released my video for my daughter when she was fighting. It was like way back when I was doing YouTube videos before I started doing this stuff. Um, I released a video of my daughter fighting a bank of mine, a Darth Maul bank.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that video actually has like so many views. It's crazy. It has like 75,000 views. It's like the second most popular video on my channel. Anyways, people were posting like stupid comments and stuff like that on there. I was like, what? You know, that's when I think, like I said, when you get bigger, when you have a bigger video and people just get that mentality, they're just like, oh, I'm gonna post crap on here.
Yeah.
Um, I think sometimes people just do it, to be trolls or like just to mess with people. They don't even care what it is; they just do it.
Kevin says I love you. I don't know who he's talking to, but all right.
All right, so we missed. What's your favorite print you have done, both of you? You want to handle that one first, CJ?
Sure. Favorite print. Either the Villa Boulder that I just showed you guys, or let's see. I've printed so many companion cubes. It's an issue. It's
You need to go to
or it's
Companion
my
Cubes Printing Anonymous.
or I've might be this the Joel Koozie.
Nice.
Uh,
That was pretty cool.
yeah.
Um, I've printed so much stuff. I don't even know what my favorite is. I
It's
always
it's the
it's the
CJ printing logo, isn't
CJ
it?
printing logo is pretty
It's that.
awesome. I always go back to the AVGN print just because that's what started all this, and it was really cool. It was the first model that I painted, up like this, and it started me doing this channel. So that's kind of just I have a lot of fond memories about it, and going to give it to James Rolfe and stuff. So
Mhm.
I think that's probably my favorite print.
It's cool when you think about it. It's like probably, when you made it, probably some of your dead skin cells like on it. So like a million, so technically like millions of people have seen your DNA. That's pretty cool.
Oh man! All right, I think this is getting to the point where I can't really put any more orange on here. I'm gonna have to fix some of the black areas on here. It's okay. Next time I'm printing white. It's just how it is from now on. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna order white filament. Just print always white. I keep on getting bad prints with all this old filament too. That's why when I started doing this print, I printed it. When I sent you that first one, I printed it in some random old kind of orangey color that I had.
Hmm.
And that print kept messing up. So I think using old crappy filament is probably not a good thing either. So I think I'll stop doing that. I'll just use that stuff for like random toys and stuff. Like this Ninja Turtle came out really good, and that was some old funky
Yeah.
filament that I have.
Do you like bag your filament, or do you use something to keep the moisture out?
I'm pretty bad about that, and I know that I should.
Yeah.
And some of it is brittle because I've left it out, and then I get kind of irritated about that. But I do put it in like the bag that it came with, and I put the little I don't even know how to say that word, the decancescent or whatever.
Uh, Desiccant bag.
Desiccant bag.
Desiccant,
There you
yeah.
go. That's it. Um, I keep those in there, even though the bag is like kind of open, so it's probably just absorbing all the moisture from
Yeah.
the air, anyways. I need to get something to put all my filament in. The problem is I have so much.
Mm.
It's just like I would have to get such big containers or like giant Ziploc bags or something. That's probably what I'll do is just get like really big
Yeah.
Ziploc bags.
I might just. What I could maybe do is get like a bunch of containers, like Tupperware, or like not Tupperware. What are they called? It's just like those big clear storage boxes. You know what I'm talking about? Um, like there's some people say that works pretty well, and then just putting some desiccant bags in there, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of stuff online. I've seen a lot of solutions for it. I'm just
Mm.
lazy. I'm not really lazy in that sense, but I always have so much going on that I don't think about stuff like that until I'm dealing with the problem of like the filament breaking or like getting bad prints, and then I'm like, oh, I
Mhm.
should do this, you know. And then I don't do it anyways.
Yeah. Like if I get expensive filament, which I've not purchased, I've not gotten expensive filament yet.
Yeah.
I will probably I'll probably put it in a bag then. But right now, when I'm using filament, what kilogram spools that vary from $11 to $30. I don't really care, you know. Especially since I print a ton. So by the time they would really suffer any moisture damage, they're probably done. You know, probably already printed with them.
All right. Heather asks, "What's your favorite print besides the ABJN logo that you have given to somebody?" Ah, you gotta put me on the spot, huh? Let me look. I don't know. I kind of like all my logos pretty equally. I think probably would have to go to Dame Drops next, just because again, it's all about the experience more than the print to me. And Dame has been like so cool to me, and I think him and Joel have been the coolest people that I've worked with. Everybody that I've worked with has been really awesome, but they've been like the most supportive, I should say. Um, they're going out of their way to promote my channel, and they went out. Dame put me on Team Dame and all that stuff. It's like um, Joel did the contest. It's like when people actually have gone out of their way to do stuff for me, it's just it obviously leaves a better experience with me. So I just end up liking those logos more.
Oh, it's All Around Gaming TV's birthday tomorrow.
Nice.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, I do love JP too. He's awesome. But I wouldn't have found JP if it wasn't for Dame. So JP's
Yeah.
a healthy junk food.
And I probably wouldn't have found you if it wasn't for Joel.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's all interconnected too, which is pretty awesome.
And my channel probably wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Angus.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what I said. Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, all around gaming. You send me some stuff on what you like, and like send me your logo. Like if you have any high res versions of it, and I can look at it. And I always even if it's gonna take a while to get the logo done, I like to look at that stuff every once in a while and kind of figure stuff out as I'm going. Um, so if you send me stuff early, it's better. And you'll get a better logo out of it because I'll spend time looking at it. And
Yeah. I don't have any high resolution versions of my logo. I need to work
yeah,
on
no,
that.
what's up with that? I had to like go steal it off of your Twitter and like look at this tiny image. I'm like, what am I doing?
Uh,
I'm just brushing a little bit of water over this right now because it smooths some of the stuff out that I got on too thick. I know that some people don't care like CJ,
Are there any YouTubers that you're close to, like that you're like location wise that you're not too far from?
but actually, most of the people that I've worked with are on the East Coast. Reckless Eating is in Los Angeles, so that's not too
Mm,
far from where I am.
yeah.
Most of them, like all the food people, at least I'm gonna. We have plans to meet at VidCon in June, so that'll be cool. Um, Even Dame, he lives in Connecticut, and he's coming out for that. Um, Joel said he's gonna try to get out, but he's trying to get sponsorship or something. Anyways, and I'm probably gonna meet Joel at Maker Faire, so that's gonna be pretty cool. That's another reason I want, or another thing I want to do with my channel is like expand it onto like meeting different YouTubers and stuff too.
Which Maker Faire are you going to?
The Bay Area Maker Faire. It's in San Mateo, I think. That's the one that Joel's going to.
That's cool. Yeah, I one of their flagship fairs is in where is it? Somewhere in Philadelphia. I think it's in yeah, it's in Philadelphia, I think. Or yeah, I think so. Um, and I'll probably go to that one. Uh, and the YouTuber that I'm 3D printing YouTuber that I'm closest to would be Jay Wall. He's in Nashville, and that's a few hours away from Cincinnati. So I'll probably meet him at some point. I think
Nice.
that'll be pretty cool.
Um, yeah, I don't know. There's so many people that I want to meet. I don't know. The thing that's cool about
Yeah.
VidCon is that there's gonna be so many YouTubers there that
Hmm.
I'm gonna get so. I feel like I'm gonna get so many contacts, especially hanging out with all those food guys. They know a lot of different YouTubers. I'm
Yeah.
hoping I can get in contact with Boogie,
Yeah. It's a good guy.
because Dame knows him, and they're actually he knows him really well. He's having him come to CraveCon, the big event that Dame and KBD Productions are handling. Um, so it'd be cool to do his logo. We'll see though. Probably pick up a few while I'm out there. If you're going to purge your channel and change things around. So let's see. Did I miss anything else? We got 7 people in here now. We've been doing this for almost 2 hours now. Yeah,
Nice.
this obviously shouldn't have taken me this long to paint. I'm really seeing the error of my ways and not printing in white. I would have had it in white if my print hadn't kept messing up.
Yeah. Let's see what else is there to talk about. I guess I've any more questions. Do you have any questions for me, Travis?
Let's see. So you answered how long you've been 3D printing, your favorite 3D prints. Kind of covered a lot.
Yeah.
So why did Maker's Muse make you like get into 3D printing, doing a channel? Like what?
I think it was because it was like the first one that I watched, first 3D printing channel that I watched, and I saw him. I don't know, it was pretty cool because he said that he just kind of started it, and he said wasn't a whole lot to it, so it was kind of cool because I got to see that, it's a realistic thing that I could actually do this and, actually get a fan base, because I had a gaming channel when I was pretty young, and that obviously would never go anywhere realistically.
I remember
So
you showing that video.
yeah, oh, I got it. I think I deleted that. I think I did.
Why?
It was so bad. It was so terrible. I think I did. Yeah, let me check.
Everybody
Uh,
comes from somewhere, man. You gotta just embrace it.
yeah, that's gone. It's all
That's
gone.
too funny.
um, but man, my printing, attempting to print in I tried to change the title to attempting to print in ABS because people thought it was a tutorial, and I intended it to be more of a vlog thing, my experience with it.
Yeah,
Uh,
people got irritated about about it.
And yeah, oh my God, so much hate. It has, I'm not gonna delete it because it has 1,600 views.
That's cool.
So, and I keep getting revenue from it, so it's like, sure, I'll leave it up.
Nice.
And I think I'm getting more people coming in from it because some people liked it. So you know,
Boy, I like that question. Worst print you have ever done?
worst print.
That's a tough one to think about.
That
Like,
would have to be, I guess, when I didn't know how to. I really didn't know that much about slice. I was terrible at slicing, so what was the first thing I tried to do a companion cube on my what's it called? Um, I tried to print a companion cube, but because I printed this on my printer bot and it worked fine. I tried to print on my one how and it was just terrible because the flow was off, the leveling was terrible, the filament was awful, and it was just I for the first like week or so I had my one how it was pretty terrible.
all right, Kevin. Sorry, buddy, you're gonna go now.
Yeah. And no, it did not have throat cancer. No, it's called the common cold. It's quite common. It's you know been around for some time. Let's see. I printed this. I don't know if I ever showed this. It's kind of falling apart, but I on my printer bot, I printed it in a few pieces. Uh, this it's a model of the Saturn V rocket from the '60s. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I can't even think of the worst print that I've done. I've done a lot where I was so irritated because I had to reprint it over again, because something happened while I was printing it. But I can't really think of the worst print that I've done because I still like every print that I finish.
Yeah.
It's still like I was always intending for it to be like really cool and like um, to come out with a good end result. So I don't really
Yeah.
you know I don't like
That's
if
what I would
you
imagine with what's it called like doing logos like this because I would never because I mean if I had that kind of talent I could never give it away because I would just be too proud of it and I would want to look at it all the time.
yeah I you start to get like I noticed that like when I was back in school I would do a lot of artwork and even when I started 3D printing I wanted to keep stuff
Hmm.
but you start to just build up so much stuff.
Yeah.
Even like I have old paintings that I've done and like a lot of the original prints that I've done, and they're sitting on my shelf, and it's just like clutter everywhere. I know Joel and Barnacules have talked about that before too. You just start accumulating so much.
Yeah.
So with the logos, I'd rather have somebody else have it, and like I've noticed. When they have like a lot of them will keep it like even since Joel like did my video or whatever he's put that on his desk so it's like in like a lot of his videos now which a bunch of people have done like healthy junk food and DTC reviews they all just like have the logo sitting there like when they do their reviews and that's just so awesome to me to like be a part of all these videos all the time. And like I know that when they look at those logos, they like think of my channel and they think about like working with me and stuff. So it's just kind of a cool thing to me. So it's worth giving it away.
Yeah.
Try to get some of this orange that I got on the black area.
Another thing I would say for beginners in the 3D printing will not over time it will not be worth it if you don't learn some kind of CAD. And honestly, it's really not that hard to get into it, and you're only going to get as good as you want to. So I would say start with Tinkercad, then get into 123D design, and then maybe get paid software. But yeah, it will not be worth it unless I mean obviously you don't have to get to professional level, but start at least be able to edit things and make it your own. It won't be fun if you're just getting things from Thingiverse, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you could print stuff all day on things first thing.
Oh yeah,
Like
sure.
freaking forever. Like there's so many things. There's always new stuff. It's always fun to do.
Oh yeah, I print things from Thingiverse all the time. But if it was just that,
Yeah, yeah.
only the things that I would never edit, it just wouldn't be worth it.
No, I get
It would just kind of feel like I'm just getting a bunch of little plastic things, and then this machine will be worth it. This thing I really want to print. Someone made a small little DIY centrifuge, and I kind of want to print that.
Nice. Yeah, all those like mechanical things that you can print, stuff that like
Yeah,
works, actually functions when you print it. That's just that stuff's amazing to me.
yeah,
Um,
so cool.
that's what I loved about the first printer that I used, the Dimension, is like the support was so good on it, and it was dissolvable, so it was really easy to make something. Um, you didn't have to like make sure it was flat. You didn't have to do all that stuff that you have to do with a like a single extruder. Um, you could just anything your imagination is. You could make moving tires and moving. Like I made what is it a I'm forgetting what they're called. The animation, like a rotoscope thing that you can spin and put a like little piece of animation in. You can actually see through. I made that in with that printer, and
Mm.
I'm trying to remember the actual name of it. That's not what it's called. Rotoscoping is when you do like a lightsaber effect, like over a editing thing. Anyways, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, please tell
I'm not
me.
sure.
Because sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I made that. The point is that you could put your little piece of paper animation in it. Say it was like a guy just like swinging a bat or hitting a ball or something like that. And then when you spun the thing, you could look through the little slats and you could actually see the animation. And I printed that out on the printer. I didn't have to do anything special. I just made it in my modeling software, and then just let all the support dissolve away, and it just worked right out of the printer.
It's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, honestly the main reason I would want a what's it called, a dual extruder printer is to get dissolvable supports.
Yeah,
That'd
it's
be cool.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. How is it expensive?
The material's a little bit more expensive. I actually don't even have. I bought some dissolvable support from Fry's. They have filament at the Fry's around here,
Mm.
and I didn't ever buy the stuff to dissolve it with, but because the filament is so different, it broke off easier than even the Simplify 3D supports. Like it just like came loose like instantly. So I like never went and got the stuff that I needed to dissolve it. So I need to
I,
actually do that because there is stuff where you can't get in between something that with the dissolvable support you can get it like in between and get that filament out of there. So
yeah. And so I follow Joel, and we all know that Joel loves Taco Bell. So one of my recommended things to follow on Twitter is Taco Bell, just because of Joel.
nice.
I don't know if I've ever had Taco Bell in my life.
You've never had Taco Bell?
I don't think so. No, not really one for Mexican food.
That's funny. Taco Bell is one of my favorite things too. So.
Yeah, I gotta try it. I think if you're in the 3D printing community, you kind of have to try Taco Bell.
Following me.
At least I've tried it. I'm gonna tell Kevin, or no, that I almost messaged you thinking you were Kevin. Hey,
So Travis, if you start getting requests to do other things besides YouTube logos, I mean, if I got requests to do like big logos or logos for like people that wanted to pay me, I'm sure I would do it. But I mean, especially if they want to pay me a lot of money, that would be awesome. But for now, I mean, this is just what I'm doing. I like doing it, so I'm just gonna keep doing this.
yeah, what if MakerBot came to you and said, "We want you to do our logo. We'll pay you, I don't know, $10,000. Would you do it?"
I would probably do it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well,
I'm
yeah.
not really biased. Even if they weren't gonna, if they were like say, okay, do it and print it on our printer, I will give you a MakerBot printer or something like that. I would totally do it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you should. That would be fiscally irresponsible to not. You know.
Yeah, and I don't like to be biased versus anybody. I mean, even like there's all these small YouTube channels and stuff that come at me, and like I enjoy any channel that somebody's out there putting their stuff out there. I think that's just awesome to
Yeah.
me. Unless it's something horribly illegal or not right or something like that, I'm not gonna support it. But
Yeah.
most channels that I've come across and people that want logos and stuff are awesome. So I just do it for
Hmm.
all the awesome people that want it.
Yeah. Uh. Yeah. a lot of people say, I mean, like, MakerBot is just such a running joke in the 3D printing community. But I mean, I would give it a, like I've used it before, but I would still give it a fair shot. You know, if they sent, if they agreed to, if they told me they would send me one, I mean, of course I'd take it. You know,
Yeah.
uh, I'll take. I mean, honestly, I'll take anything that anyone wants to send me. Uh, Not anything, but you know, I'm just thinking of some haters that would send me some things. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I would take it for any printer, and I would give it a fair shot. Even if they said that we'll send you, like MakerBot said, we'll send you this printer, but we want you to say these things, I wouldn't do it. I mean, if
Yeah,
they
you're
said
not gonna.
we'll pay you money. I mean, if it was like less than $1,000, honestly, I wouldn't do it because that would just ruin my channel. People would hate me for it. You know, I couldn't do it because I would have to say it's a paid endorsement,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it would, I don't know,
There's
it
a
would have to be
difference
a lot of
between
money.
like a review that is unbiased, and a paid endorsement. You just definitely, I
Yeah,
would definitely say if it was something that somebody was paying me for, I'm not gonna just like say all these things just because somebody's paying me.
yeah. I mean, I think someone can understand if they're like, here's $100,000, and if, I mean, that would be pretty dumb if they got to pay me $100,000 to do that. But uh, no, still, I think I can understand, you know. And then I'd say in another video, MakerBot sucks, you know. They already gave me the $100,000. What are they gonna do? Sue me probably, but I mean, still, I mean, if they sent me MakerBot, I would get again. I'd say I'd give it a fair shot, but
Yeah.
I'd still, it'd have to be pretty good for me to like, because they just, and I didn't give you enough information when I was talking to you about how, I think I talked to you about how MakerBot, like the story of MakerBot and Brie Pettis.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that
Yeah,
on one of the
I don't
streams.
think I did that story enough justice, saying how Brie Pettis was a great guy,
Yeah, yeah,
and people who worked with him, people who worked closely with him, it changed him. He was a completely different person.
yeah.
Because, and that's what happens to a lot of people. You know, he wanted to be. He said that he wanted to be the Steve Jobs of 3D printing, and he wanted to make, whether it was good or not, whether it was open source or the best printer for your money, he
Uh,
wanted to make a sexy printer, you know, that looked awesome, and he wanted to. Uh, he didn't get to the point where he wanted to make the best low cost printer in, you know, on the market. So it really changed, and he started to care more about being the king of the industry than working with the community.
yeah,
You know?
it's just. I mean that money and power and stuff can change people, so
Oh yeah,
it's it's another reason why I don't want to like go towards doing that stuff. I love the YouTube community so much that it's hard. I mean, like you can't really say unless you're offered like a large amount of money if you're gonna take it or not. Um, you gotta feed your family and you know have fun things and do fun things. You can't say that you're not gonna do it, but I do what I'm doing now because I love it and because it's fun and because I meet a lot of cool people, and that's the way I'd like to keep it. But who knows what's going to happen in the future?
yeah,
I can't predict the future. Nobody can. So
mm,
in that way, I don't really blame him. But
yeah,
you never know what's going to happen. So
mm,
it's kind of hard to put judgment on anybody.
yeah. And I'm not putting judgment on Brie Pettis so much. And they fired him. He's out the door now. I mean,
Yeah,
I felt bad for him at first, but then I checked his net worth at saying at a cool $250 million, so I don't feel bad for him. Uh, you know, so I really just hate 3D systems more than anything.
yeah.
And Angus had a pretty interesting conspiracy theory. I don't know if you heard this, that 3D System owns MakerBot to destroy the brand, to lower people's expectations for low-end FDM 3D printing,
Oh, really?
because they're making most of their money from, what's it called? From their Stratasys, all those high-end machines.
Nice.
So that's, I don't think it's true, but it's kind of interesting. Because they're making a killing from it, even though they're terrible. I mean, people aren't going to stop buying them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You search 3D printers, it's like the first thing that comes up. I'm gonna try that. See, 3D printers or 3D printers for sale. What comes up? 3D printer
Yeah, I'm trying to.
for sale.
I think the dimension printers are owned by Stratasys too. If I remember
I
right.
search. It's actually pretty good. I searched. a 3D printer for sale. First thing that comes up, Ultimaker 2 Extended Plus, 3 grand. So
Nice.
that's good. I like seeing that. Um, have you have you heard of the Thing Maker, the Mattel Thing Maker?
I think I saw that. Isn't it like a little kid printer or something?
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's $300,
Yeah.
and that's pretty cool. And I saw the prints, and it's like it's not bad. So like, I'm wondering if this is kind of gonna be something that a bunch of people get, and they just modify its brains out, and then just see how good they can make it.
Yeah, I mean,
It'd
what's
be
the
kinda
age on
funny.
that? You don't want like a kid because anything
Yeah,
that's gonna
yeah.
melt plastic and like be
It's all
could
enclosed. If you open it up, then it shuts off.
yeah, but
You
still,
know.
it's gonna stay. I mean, I guess they give kids like easy bake ovens and stuff. They cook food. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh. I would not use the Easy Bake Oven as a benchmark for children's safety. Those things are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it looks like it's I'm looking at it. It looks like it's rep rap. This looks like a kind of an idea of it, but it looks like it's rep rap, but the kind of rep because it's one of the rep rap where the z axis is defined by the build blade position, and it's not the gantry moving up and down.
Yeah.
Uh, the print head is all enclosed, but I'm sure that'll just be a matter of taking that off. And there's no part cooling, so I don't know how that would work.
Huh.
Hmm. This maybe is a I don't know if it's a complete uh, thing, but I don't know. I know it's not out yet, but
Yeah, I haven't seen. It's going to be interesting once 3D printers are more readily available, like at like even with that, like at toy stores or like, um,
yeah,
you know, a few years ago you couldn't even get them like at electronic stores. Now like Fry's has, they have like the Robo 3D and a couple like the Up Mini and like all these little 3D printers.
yeah,
So it's kind of interesting to see that starting to pop up, and it'll be interesting to see how much more if it gets bigger once they more stores start carrying them.
mm-hmm. This printer looks like yeah, like the print quality is not great, but it has the features that you would never like. You can use this app. All you do is just you build like this little you can build like characters and stuff, and you hit print, and it'll like from your iPad it'll
Yeah,
wirelessly
yeah.
do it. It does all that slicing for you. So
I have a couple of
it's
apps that my daughter uses that do that.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her into 3D printing, like just even
Hmm.
like doing that process and 3D modeling and stuff on her iPad. So
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'm all for, more kids getting into technology and stuff.
yeah, it just makes them, even if they have no idea, like they just think it's cool in the beginning. If they get into it, it's a very good learning experience.
It is. Let's see, we have 11 watching, guys. Any more questions? Because I'm all for answering questions. I'll answer
Yeah,
anything else.
exactly. Questions are awesome.
You know.
Questions keep the stream alive.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting towards the last part of this. I'm painting the little windows on here.
Let's see. Anything else in the 3D printing news I'm trying to think of? Oh, some kind of sad. Alpha Tech is a 3D printing channel, and he just,
I saw
uh,
that video.
yeah, he decided to stop doing YouTube, which kind of sucks. He said he might be back though.
He didn't really say why. He just kind of.
And honestly, there have been times where making videos has felt like a chore, and that's really not where I want to be in YouTube, where I would rather do something else than
Yeah, it
the 3D
definitely
print things.
sucks if it's not fun. I mean, you gotta. I guess that's what he. Isn't that what he said? He said it wasn't as fun or
It just
something.
wasn't fun anymore. Yeah,
Yeah. I
and
guess.
maybe he felt that he wasn't growing fast enough. But I mean, there are gonna be times where it's like that all the time. I'm sure.
Oh,
Even
people.
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. I look at me, dude. I haven't grown like at all. Comparatively to if you look at my growth versus like Joel's growth, it's like astronomically different. Like,
Yeah.
um, you just gotta do. If you love doing it, then you just keep doing it. And if you don't, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's not really fair. Joel's like the most likable person on the planet.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just saying if
And
you're looking at strictly at numbers or something like, Because
Yeah.
some people do that too. Like I don't look at that. I look at things very differently. So
What is with people asking that question? Can you mute Gary or at least delete that comment?
dude, why are yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god. Yes, hot end in the house. How's it going, Anthony?
How's it going, Anthony?
He's starting his channel back up, which is good.
I am
I asked
talking.
him if he wanted me to send him some parts because I have some spare computer parts, and he never got back to me. But I hope his all is well.
I am going to be doing. I already got Anthony in line to do a logo for him.
Awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah, I already have it planned out and everything. As soon as I saw his logo, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. All right, that needs to dry a little bit because when I'm painting the white on here, the orange is starting to come through, and that's not good.
Back online the 6th of May. Awesome, dude. Exciting. Your computer breaking. I don't want to, you know, uh, offend you, but that's kind of what you get for having a Mac, man. That's gonna, that does suck though. You know, things like that happen a lot. It's like, this expensive piece of technology, something goes wrong, and literally, stop asking that question. Could you mute Gary? uh,
Starting a gaming channel too, nice.
oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and it's like these computers, literally millions of things. I mean, technically, literally millions of things can go wrong with them, and sometimes you can have no idea what it is. It's sort of some short somewhere, and it's like thousands of dollars down the drain. And it's the kind of thing where $100 Mac or uh, netbook will do no better than a $9,000 gaming computer. You know,
True.
it can just be some issue. Yeah.
I wonder if that guy that came back in is that like the same guy, just like with a
Yeah,
different
it's
user
I don't know, maybe
name.
maybe. It's really good.
Thought I knew you heard
I
waffling.
think my favorite video of Anthony's is the Joel one, the 3D when he printed. I like the one with the what's it called, the Yoda one. Then it also had the I'm not a Star Trek fan. What's the thing called? Uh the what's it called? I can't think of
I
it. I
don't know
can't.
what he printed, so I don't know.
Oh, it's the hand symbol. What it's like the is it Vulcan? Is that what it's called? I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
dang, $6,000. That's a lot. Yeah. Vulcan. All right. So I was right. Okay. Uh,
6,000.
6,000. That's a lot. That's a lot to spend on a computer.
Yeah, I'm good.
This computer I built. I mean, it's pretty good. Um, let's see. Once I get the RAM, once I get the more RAM, I will have 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, MSI motherboard, quad core 8 hyper-thread i7 processor, uh, 2 terabytes of storage, all spindle drives, and then GTX 780, no 760,
That's what you
which and
have,
then
or that's what you're getting.
that's what I have.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So and that it does the job. Uh, I should probably upgrade my graphics card for 3 monitors.
Yeah, I have two NVIDIA cards because I have three
Nice.
monitors.
Nice.
I forget what
What
they are.
cards?
I think they're they might be the 760 or something. I don't remember actually. I've got them a couple of years ago. They're I was running
What?
a SLI on them. I got an
Uh,
MSI motherboard.
nice. Yeah, I was just gonna ask that. What board are you using to dual card? My friend, he got it's there's some sale. He got what was it? For $190, he got a GTX 980. It was on sale. It was 960, I think. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it's a pretty awesome deal. New PC i7 700. Nice. That's pretty awesome, man. Then he's got a new
Yeah,
computer coming in.
I got 32 gigs also.
30 that's a lot, man. That's a lot. I think my dad is either 32 or 64 gigs because he's running a database.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I the main reason I have two cards is because I can use them for when I'm rendering stuff. I'm actually rendering 3D models. I don't do it that often. I used to do it more because I can use the NVIDIA cards, the CUDA or whatever.
Yeah.
I hate this little detail stuff. I gotta be all careful and quiet. So you're gonna have to keep talking, CJ.
GTX 970. Nice, Anthony. You guys have any questions? Anthony, you want to ask me some questions? Me, Travis. I'm very excited for your channel to come back. I was so bummed when I saw you had a message on Patreon. I'm like, oh, Anthony has a message on Patreon, and then it's no vids for a while. Oh, that's
Yeah, that's
bummer.
yeah.
It's a bummer to say the least.
I feel like I'm just waiting for something to break down, like always. Like when
Yeah.
my printer is gonna break, or my computer,
Yeah.
or something's gonna. There's always something.
I have a one house, so I have a fair share of printers breaking. It's essentially in an eternal state of at least slightly broken. You know, so yeah, I wish people would comment. Like we have enough people to get some great comments, but people just aren't commenting.
Nobody's talking.
What? He was gonna ask the bathtub question, but it's been asked already. That was the question that someone asked. Oh my god.
Bathtub question. What did I miss? Did I miss something?
No, it was the one you had to delete.
Oh, okay, okay.
Uh,
Gotcha.
Joel has a Fan Mail Friday video up, and it's 007. I hope he referenced James Bond in it. I haven't seen it yet. It's the 7th episode, and it is 007.
These are kind of how my streams always go. By the end, everybody's just like, ugh.
Yeah. I should not have drank that monster, because I actually feel more tired, because I'm like all jittery and
You're all crashed
shaky.
now. It was like, I'm sure it
Yeah.
was fine earlier, and you're like,
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
felt great. Yeah.
That's
This
why
is how
I
it
don't
is.
like energy drinks.
Yeah. I don't think Joel sleeps. I think he just literally lives on on Red Bull.
Yeah, Joel's a vampire, man. I don't know.
Yeah. It blows my mind. I don't know how he does it. 3 kids, a wife and 3 kids, a full-time job, and a YouTube channel to which he uploads regularly. It amazes me.
He's freaking almost 40 too.
Yeah.
I don't get it either, because like I'm trying, my hardest. I'm got a kid and a wife, and trying to do at least one
Yeah.
video a week, and it's hard.
Yeah. I typically do a video once every when I feel like it. I don't have a fixed schedule. But yeah, even if it wasn't for YouTube, I find schedules difficult and stuff. And I've had to cut back on other things, from doing YouTube.
Why is Heather calling me? It's all right. She's gonna call me. She's gonna get put on speakerphone on the stream.
All right.
I'm live streaming, and you're on the live stream. So.
Hi, Heather.
I live stream. Alright. Well, have fun.
I'm almost done with the painting, so we'll probably get off here pretty soon.
Okay.
I know we got to get ready to go out, right? Pretty soon.
Yeah, yes.
All right.
Chicago Fire.
That sounds good.
Alright, I'll see you later.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, stream.
Actually reminds me, I gotta plug in my phone so it's not dead later. Alright. Let's see. I'm like out of stuff to talk about. Does anybody nobody has any questions, huh?
I should stream my English homework that I have.
Yeah, you're gonna stream after I'm done.
No, I won't, because I need to actually do this homework,
You
and
actually
then
have to do homework.
yeah.
Well,
Because even when I do one of my classic English homework streams,
I might touch.
I still get like nothing done.
That's funny. I might touch this up, but I think I'm pretty done. It looks
Yeah.
pretty cool. I'm setting it. It's taking a second to catch up.
Yeah.
There you
That looks terrible. That looks like trash.
go.
I'm kidding. That is so awesome.
Yeah. Move it back a little bit. All right, let's see.
Yeah, you should send me something to like give away, or something, like sign something.
I could send you. I don't know. What do you want?
Some that you could like sign a failed print, or you could send me like CJ printing coasters or something.
Would you like? Oh, I would definitely do that. But I'll send you your cardboard. You can have your cardboard. I'll
Awesome.
send you these failed prints from your logo.
All right.
And I can definitely
Bacon. You send bacon.
I'll I'll definitely make you up some coasters. That's
I will definitely go make bacon right after this.
easy. Be back next week, Anthony.
Yeah, he's coming back on the 6th, which is gonna be awesome.
Not just 3D printing. That's cool.
I've missed Anthony. He's usually very active in the community, always commenting and stuff, and he responds to, like every comment on his videos. But man, it's been a bummer without him.
Yeah, I tried
The
to do
3D
that.
printing community is just not the same.
It's not really that hard to comment to all my comments yet. I get a good amount, but it's not like impossible yet.
Yeah.
I don't want to get to the point where it gets impossible.
Yeah, I always see people, some of the comments, like, are so positive, like, I love what you're doing here, man, you never get discouraged, and like, oh, thank you so much, I reel it on, would you mind checking out my channel? It's about gaming. It's like, this is something that's been like, copied and pasted on, like, every video that he finds, you know, just like, ah, that hurts, like, yeah, I read it, like, yep, there is nothing CJ printing specific in here,
Yeah, I've
you
seen
know,
stuff
so
like that.
that hurts, man.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, I'm ready to end whenever you are, dude.
Yeah. We should get. I'll ask one more time for questions, and then
Yeah.
if anyone has anything, then I'll definitely answer them.
Yeah. If anybody has any questions for CJ or me, go ahead and hit
Here,
us now.
hold the model up to the camera.
Hold on, let me get rid of my
Yeah.
paintbrush. All right.
Alright.
Let's see. I'm gonna have to tack it down and everything, but
Yeah.
let's see. Now I have to wait for the thing to catch up.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Man, that looks awesome.
Now I'm too high. Okay. There we go. Came out pretty good. It looks like really red on the stream.
It does look red.
But
I'm
it's
assuming
not
it's
like
orange.
that.
Yeah.
It's really orange. That camera is just not that good or something. I don't know what's going on. I need to like adjust it or something because does not look red like that.
I like the base you did for it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that came out really good. That I only had to print one time, I think.
What what were the stats you used on it? What was it, and fill and stuff?
With that, since it's flat, you can't like with the actual model. This is hollow. The little ship and the filament, that's hollow.
Mm-hmm.
And even this part, which was the top of the spool, I thought it was going to come out rough
Mm-hmm.
because there's nothing under there to hold it. But I did enough top layers. I think I did like 5 top layers to make sure that
Yeah.
wouldn't get messed up. With the base, I think I usually do stick to, like when I'm doing those kind of logos, I stick to like 30% infill, just because I want it to be really flat and I don't want to have to deal with like little bubbles or anything stupid like that.
Yeah.
I've noticed any lower than that and I end up getting bubbles. Even like regardless of how many top layers I put on or whatever, I could put in like, I would have to put in like 10 or something to make it like before it
Yeah.
yeah. So that's usually what I stick to is like 30.
That base. I mean, there's obviously no way that base could be printed at 0%
No.
So I remember when I first got my printer about Play. I wanted to save on filament, and so I printed a big companion cube at about, I think it's like 5% infill or something, maybe. Yeah, and I was like freaking out because I thought our printer was broken because it was like because it was like all holy in the top, there's like holes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was. It's because it couldn't handle. There's cooling's not that great on it. So it couldn't handle the overhang of the
Yeah.
infill.
That makes sense. I mean, using like I did with the reckless eating, using that multiple infill percentages on Simplify 3D, that will make it to where you can do something hollow all the way up to the top, and then start doing infill like towards the top, and you'll be like perfectly fine. You won't have anything. It's amazing. So you definitely, if you haven't tried that, you need to mess with that. 'Cause it's just really cool.
Yeah, honestly, the rest of the day, I'm just gonna be probably napping, working on homework, eating bacon, and playing a Simplify 3D.
Yeah, the bubbles are pillowing and they're a pain in the ass. You got that right.
I've never gotten bubbling. What's how does that work?
If you don't use enough infill and you like like say like a flat print like this base, um, you'll just get like
Oh,
bubbles and it will like be
I think I know what I mean. Yeah,
yeah, or like it'll have holes.
yeah. I printed this gem thing up here, and it's kind of cool because it's made to print at 0% infill.
Mm.
It came out pretty cool. It's like made for that.
See, now I gotta wait for your stream to catch
Yeah,
up.
I think you'll
I
see
can
in a
see you
second now.
reaching up.
Yep, and there you go. Now that's at 0 infill on it. Yeah. Don't you just love that latency?
Yeah, that makes sense because of the shape of that. You print it upside down.
Yeah.
That's cool.
For streams like this, it's like gaming streams. They typically take quality over speed. So like what they'll do is they'll make it like a minute late, but it'll be like in 1080p.
Mm.
This since we're interacting with comments and stuff, it's better to have like lower frame rate, but still uh, 10 seconds late instead of like in a minute.
Yeah, exactly. 15% at the bottom and 5% in the guts. Yeah, that's a good. That sounds good, Anthony.
Yeah. One thing you don't want to have in a model, at least not too much, is varying strength. You don't want to have and you want to have like your top layers. Typically, it depends on the model. If it's something you're going to be like a gear or something you're going to be using a lot,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't want like say you need a little bit of division in your head. You can't. So say you're doing a 2 millimeter layer height, and your nozzle's for 0.4 millimeters. What you're gonna need to do is say you do 2 perimeters.
Mm.
You're gonna need to do 4 top and bottom layers because you want it all to be the same straight. That's gonna come out to be zero point 0.8
Yeah,
millimeter thickness. You want it to all be the same.
yeah.
You know.
With a
So
lot of my stuff, like I'll try to make it strong, but honestly, I mean, most of the stuff is going to be sitting up on a shelf, so it doesn't have to
Sure.
be as like it's not people aren't using it for stuff or like it just sits there. So I try to
Yeah.
just go for looks versus strength. Like
Yeah. And that'll be my new prized possession. That thing right there. Before it was my signed Joel sticker. Now it's gonna be that.
nice. Yeah, I'll probably get the video done. I gotta release one more video before this one, and I'm trying to I might do one or two, just because I have so many. I might do like 2 per week, but it just depends on how my schedule.
Mhm.
So it'll probably be in a week or two. I'll get the video.
I'm sure a lot of them are gonna have to be like black and white, more basic ones, because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
getting a lot of requests.
Yeah. Well, I offer anybody a color one, but
Yeah.
I'm have them pay for it. So, or
I'll buy
if
something from your store or something.
somebody's cool with me like you are and like is a fan of mine and comes and hangs out in my streams, I'm obviously gonna do more and make it cooler. But the people are
Yeah.
just requesting it. I'm giving out free logos. It's not like
Yeah.
so if they want to do a little bit more, then it's awesome. And that just helps my channel if somebody gives me a little bit of money. I don't charge that much either. So I'm not going to discuss about it right now, but I just gives me a couple extra rolls of filament or something that helps my channel with shipping.
Sure.
Shipping all these logos out to people costs money. Everything costs money. So
Yeah. What kind of filament are you using? Like, what brand are you using to print that stuff?
honestly, like I said, like I used sometimes I use like really crappy filament, and I have filament from all over the place. Like the stuff I get from Fry's is kind of like bottom of the barrel stuff, but it prints okay.
Yeah.
This right here I printed with Hatchbox, which I really like.
Mhm.
And you just get it on Amazon. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah, they're probably one of the best, if not the best, price to quality ratio.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's
Um, sorry.
and with spending a lot of money on film, it's kind of like same thing with like speaker with audio or headphones and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's you spend double the price, you're not gonna get double the quality.
Yeah, exactly.
It's but there's no other way to get like that extra 10%. You're gonna have to spend a lot more than 10% extra money to get 10% better quality.
Uh,
It's not all relative like that. So yeah,
yeah, I haven't even tried. Like, I've been wanting to try like color fab and stuff. I've never even tried that stuff. I've never tried any like really high end filaments. Really, um,
yeah.
the one, like I said, I bought wood fill and I bought Ninja Flex, were like the random crazy filaments that I've bought. Most stuff is just I bought a bunch of stuff from Maker Geeks,
Mhm.
and their filament's okay.
I've heard bad things about Maker Geeks actually.
Yeah, like some like I bought a lot from there, and it was all at once because I was just looking for something that was good priced and like that I could get a bulk from. And some of it's really good, and some of it's not. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's a quality issue. I think it's it's indifferent, So
The color looks good on it though. I saw like in this one, it looks cool. It's kind of at least it looked cool in Joel's videos. It kind of looked like a matte kind of semi gloss, and it looked cool.
on the which one on Joel?
On one of Joel's videos, he did Maker Geeks, and I remember it looked cool.
Oh
But I
yeah,
don't.
yeah. They like I said, I have some of it that worked really well, and some of it just didn't. And I still have a lot of those spools. Like this was from there. The Ninja Turtle was from there, and that printed out awesome. I love this filament.
Yeah.
It's really smooth and prints out really well, and I just like love the color and stuff. But
Mhm.
I have another one, like the one I printed your thing with first, that I hadn't used that much, and I was like, oh, this is a fresh spool. I'll just use this, and
Yeah.
it just printed really crappy. So it's like hit or miss with them. It feels like.
Yeah. How is it fun to ship things in Australia? You guys are like isolated. Uh, Anthony, I bet shipping is kind of expensive there. I've heard. Yeah.
Form
Form Future. Yeah, they sent. Was it Form Future? Someone sent or not Angus. Anthony like a bunch of filament. They sent him like 9 spools of filament, six or like something like six or something, and they sent him a bunch of filament, in a mailbag video, and that stuff is that's expensive to ship. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody says that Australia, like especially since I've been
Yeah.
talking to all you 3D printing guys. Sparky's out there, Maker's Muse,
Maker's Muse, yeah.
and Anthony's out there too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's everybody
Yeah.
keeps saying that shipping is just horrible.
Yeah.
That's like,
Or Palmer. I've heard great things. I almost bought or Palmer Pet G, but actually, did I? No, not that's Inland Pet G. Never mind. I almost got because I saw it there and I was like, "Do you guys match prices online?" And this is at what's it called? It's the store. I'm drawing a blank. I'll think of it. That's gonna drive me insane. I can't think of it. But I was at the store and Micro Center. I thought, okay, the store's called Micro Center, and I saw Or Polymer there, and it was more expensive than it was online. I asked them if they matched prices, and they said they would on Amazon, but not directly from the thing. So I'll probably ship some in because shipping's not $1 million in America. So yeah, I think it'll. I've heard very good things. So and
they'll send us free rolls, huh? That would be awesome. I've never gotten. I don't think I've gotten anything free from any company like that yet. So.
But if I was like $40, I just now after 4 months of order after I ordered it, I just now got a customs bill from like FedEx or I got a customs bill. It wasn't shipping. It was $15 to ship that just to get it in the country. Like, and I imagine this. They customs it. I mean, what can you really do to check if it's safe? To check if it's like, I imagine this people taking this box and just like putting their ear up to it and shaking it and like, like to see if there's a bomb in there or something. Like, I don't really know what they can really do to get that and they keep sure it's safe. I don't know what they could possibly do. Maybe like check gases or something in it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Anthony, I
yeah,
need to start reaching. I'm gonna start reaching out to some of these companies too. That's what Joel said too. That I should, I tag some people. Like I've tagged Hatchbox, and I've had them like my stuff on Instagram and stuff like that. But I've never actually reached out to anybody about getting stuff. So maybe I'll start doing that now that I'm getting a little bit more popular. See if anybody wants to give me anything for free.
yeah. I think I'm gonna shoot an email to or Polymer, see if I can get a free spool out of them. They're not too bad. They're actually pretty fairly priced. They're good quality.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. If I print something, I would put that name in my videos and stuff too. I don't care as long as it prints good and everything. I'd be like, okay.
Sure. Have you seen so in this sec? Oh, I forgot to tell you about this. This is something I think you would really like. So it would be really cool to add to do additions and things to your logos. It's an SLA pen, a 3D SLA 3D pen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's $30 because like all it is really is like this chamber with this thing you squeeze and then it's like you press a UV light and actually I've seen videos it works really well like from not biased channels they do a review of it and they love it so
It'll like
and
cure resin, like.
yeah it's so cool and you could like I think it would have been cool to do your blood drip with it because it's like all shiny and I think it's
Nice.
yeah it's I think you should look into that. I'll try to find it. Yeah.
That does sound pretty awesome. There's definitely a lot of things I can add. Like it. Like I said before, it's hard. I'm paying out for all this for myself, so I gotta watch what I buy, and like that's why I'm trying to get my Patreon going and stuff like that too, so I can put more of that kind of stuff into my videos and add more cool stuff like that. So.
Yeah, no, the one I'm thinking of, it was $30. I can try to find it.
That's not bad.
But a lot of this 3D pens, the only things they're good for is like fixing up models and stuff. I really don't think they're that good to really use. Definitely not compared to like a. I don't think people really compare it to a 3D printer. I mean. They're fine, but I don't know how you could call them 3D printing pens.
Yeah, it's
realistically.
like an expensive glue
Yeah.
gun almost.
Crayopop is what it's called, and all. It's very cool.
What type of 3D printer are you using?
Wait, is this what it? I don't know if this is it. I'm not sure. No, this is not it. Never mind. Is this it? No, that is also not it. I mean, I'll keep looking, but yeah. So,
This
like I
is
said,
the
it's
stuff that they ask you, Anthony. Sorry, excuse me.
no, you're fine. No, I'm not done.
That's what or Paul. Okay.
Okay, Atmos Flare 3D pen, and I'll try to search find that. And all you do is like you squeeze like the cartridge thing, and then it'll just extrude that, and then you shine out and it has a UV light thing on it.
That's
Well, I didn't even notice the questions. We gotta answer those questions.
You ask questions? I didn't see those.
Yeah, Anthony asked a bunch of questions. At least I didn't see him.
Well, he was talking about saying that he's not asking questions. He's saying
Yep.
or what they will ask you. What Or Polymer asks you. That's what the website.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I thought I like, looked over it and I didn't see what that was
You
going.
just saw a bunch of text. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah. I didn't want Anthony to think we were ignoring him.
How's it going, Eric? See, you just got in here.
Hey, Eric, I've seen him around. He's a cool guy.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, here it is. I'll send you a link. And I think it's really cool to like add to models and stuff. It's $30, so it's not like you're like risking much.
Yeah, anything that makes my models cooler is definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot I can't add links to it, but I'll message you that on Twitter or something.
Send it on Skype or whatever.
Yeah, or I'll put it. Yeah, I'll put it on Skype. I've been Skyping you for 3 hours.
Yeah, that's pretty typical for my streams. If you
Yeah.
like my streams, I'm usually in here for 3 to 4 hours. So,
Yeah.
just chat and
Hmm.
sit here and I don't know, have fun.
It's actually the lighting has changed because it's been so much time. I need to turn on the lamp. I use like the squiggly lamp, where like these things where you can like move around each light bulb individually
Yeah.
in this lamp. I'm gonna actually probably build some kind of I don't know, like tinfoil thing to like actually like the bounce boards, whatever they're called, like the thing to come around to get better lighting. But yeah, I I think some people asked me if I should if they kind of wanted me to do a setup tour kind of thing for my videos.
Uh,
I really don't want to because they're kind of embarrassing. I use a cheap I'm starting to use a lavalier mic, but I finally found the correct adapter and then I lost it. It's at school somewhere, and so I have that. I use a cheap lavalier mic. I use my phone, and then I use a squiggly lamp, and then I and then I use what's it called? A tripod where I have to now duct tape it together and duct tape my phone to it.
nice.
Because actually, no, I don't have to duct tape my phone to it anymore. Uh, and then it's a pretty bad setup. And then my 3D printer, the fixes include, uh, taping penny or not taping, hot gluing pennies to the gantry, things like that. Eric, did I finish my English homework? No, I did not, and I have English homework due in 4 hours. It's
Oh
fine though.
man.
It's not bad. Oh man, English is the worst. Man.
Well, I'm gonna try to do these live streams like this with as many YouTubers as I can, as many people that I'm doing these logos for. I'm gonna try
Yeah.
to get who is it? Wait, I'm trying to figure out who I'm doing next. Hold on. Going Full Nerd. He's a Team Dame member. He's pretty cool. He does a lot of videos about just nerdy, geeky stuff,
That's
movies,
cool.
gaming, all that stuff. He's a real cool guy. I think I'm gonna try to get him on here next week or the week after, and I'm gonna try to get my cousin that does all my music. I want to have him on. He actually lives right down the street, so I'm just gonna have him
That's
come
cool.
over and sit with me. So if you guys are interested in that, just watch my live streams.
Yeah, they really do not feel like as many hours as they are. Cause I'm honestly, I'm probably doing my English homework while usually watching them.
Yeah.
You know, uh, so yeah, it's like I just really like chatting with people and interacting with everyone. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's
It's,
definitely
it's
fun.
I mean, uh, even if people aren't interested in like the logos themselves, which I don't know how they couldn't be, but like, even if you're just in the 3D printing community, streams are great to interact with people because see a lot of cool people in here.
Yeah, for sure. In 3D printing and my streams, it's about 3D printing and YouTube and just having fun. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Pro Lav mic, the Rode Smart Lav Plus.
Yeah. Honestly,
I
I've spent more money on like ordering the incorrect adapter 9 times than like anything else because I keep like ordering one and then it turns out it's not the right one and I just have so many adapters I'll never use.
Nice. I have for my streams and for some of my videos. I haven't incorporated it much into my videos because I haven't figured out how to sync the audio yet. But I have this blue snowball right here. I think it works pretty good. Snowball mic. It's pretty giant. I don't know if you can kind of see it. In the
Yeah. Those or wait, in I don't know, is Sparky still here? I don't think she is. Yeah, because like it's like she said it was 6 a.m. before, and it would now be 10 a.m. over there. So, or no, never mind. It would be 8 a.m. because she's in Perth. But yeah, Yeah, he, all around gaming TV has to purge his channel.
Your brain did it. Got to go be on after my channel. Alright, guys. I think we're about ready.
Yeah, I gotta do this, and I need to take a nap because that monster destroyed me.
Alright, well, I know anybody that's watching this later, if anybody hasn't, go check out CJ Printing.
Yes.
The video for this, I'll put it down in the description of the stream to his channel. And the video for his logo will be out in like a week or two. And if you haven't seen any of my videos, go check them out. I do all these 3D printed logos. If this is your first video that you're watching, I'm sorry because this is, and I'm sorry that you're watching it so long. But yeah, go check out my videos. They're a lot more fun than my live streams. No, I'm just kidding. My live streams are fun too. I'm just coming off the cuff right now and I'm tired. So
Yeah.
you're already subbed to CJ. That's awesome.
That's good.
So, all right, let's go ahead and end this before I say.
I am
anything else
exhausted
dumb.
before I fall asleep on the keyboard. Alright.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys later. Thank you all for tuning in.
See
Bye.
you guys later.